And so, Tyrannus impressions aside, we left ourselves largely, right there in that cavern. We journeyed quite deep into the caves beyond Guardian's Way, passing all kinds of, assorted dangers that Vaz, fortunately, was kind enough to deal with for us. And then, at the end of this journey, still living ones. But after this strange woman called off the horde of spiders who seemed to obey her commands, we realized that, not everyone that's recently just showed up in Breach Hill that speaks Mwangi is bad. There are apparently more than just Cinderclaw cultists here. So when we had stopped, you had just barely introduced yourselves to Vinali, as we managed to get over that communication barrier. And thanks to, the beginning of some studies in the Mwangi language, Resme is able to understand some of what she says. I've been studying it for off and on for a week or so ever since we encountered the cultists beneath Citadel Altarian, so not exactly fluent. Well, we're not even into conversational, really. But
it's enough to get embarrassing really quickly.
And it's enough to
get
help.
The gist.
The last thing she had asked you was something about the Cinderclaws.
We fought them, locked them up.
And she responds, "You have been Usakwa." That one you're not sure.
Here? Beneath?
Usakwa. Lafa, he goes, here. Usakwa.
Beneath here?
Yes.
Some. Not much.
She kind of strokes her chin a bit. You are a Ninafo group.
If by that you mean mildly incompetent and extremely overpowered.
Those
Man,
may
that's
not
a
be
pretty good
words you
vocabulary.
No, she says that actually in common.
Oh, okay.
So that they can understand it to get a laugh out of it.
I get the feeling our new friend doesn't take us too seriously.
Oh, I think she's probably just complimenting us.
I know it'll help.
And as you guys are speaking comments, she kind of looks across at you guys, who's seeming to understand as much of your
I'm gonna
speak
pull out a
as you do
small
of
bag,
hers.
and I'm gonna tip it over, and I'm just gonna drop out like a dozen Cinderclaw brooches.
Yeah, we did keep all of them.
And her eyes kind of go wide a bit. Oh, you're Ukuzakanya.
Yeah, we're pretty awesome.
That sounds like we got our point across.
And she nods, clearly impressed by this heap of badges you've collected from all the cultists that you've defeated so far.
Do you know this symbol?
It's not as impressive taking them back.
And she looks at your amulet of Alseta. That is Uksewa.
Uksewa.
The Ngosi that brought us here. And she points to your necklace.
The circle, the magical circle.
Circle.
Yes.
Tall circle.
Tall circle, yes.
And
portal.
kind of waves her hands. It is like door, but far.
Yes. We are...
Ngosi.
Yeah, we were looking for it.
She sort of grimaces a bit at that. It... She points further down the cave. Not far. But Cinderclaws.
I'm just We recognize that.
Cinderclaws is about the only words you can get out of this conversation, really. Because all of the rest of this is Mwangi, and she's trying. She's come to grasp with your grasp of the Mwangi language, and she's trying to phrase everything in as small, simple words as she can to get her point across.
If Cinderclaws...
Oh, you know what I haven't done is give you guys session rolls. Would you guys like some money?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I missed
yeah.
1 week and I completely forgot how to do everything. Take some session rolls. Which, reminder, chat with the channel points down there in the corner, whether you're on PC or mobile, right next to your chat box. You also can offer hero points to these fine peoples, or villain points to me if you are like Manshaw and Edawir and hate them and want me to have
don't
these
do
2
it.
rerolls I still have.
He already has enough. Don't give him more.
Give me more. Oh, I love it. We'd have little dark tokens
Yeah.
for it. Continue.
Whatever, Sauron.
Made of stamped despair.
Sauron? Okay. Well, where Sauron was a slot machine who was powered by money.
Have you ever seen him?
Stop it.
Later, we'll get into my theory of the ring wraith economy, but for now, if Cinderclaws appear, we will, and she'll create fire from her hands.
She sees that. Ooh. Ilangabi. Ukokwa.
Yes,
I help with my Ukokwa.
with your magic. Ukokwa, magic.
And she just like very briefly incants a artificium. And so a little sprout sort of grows out of her hand, glowing and shedding just a meager amount of light, barely illuminating your fingertips, not enough to overcome the spells you have on.
Thank God, I thought she was going to make more spiders.
Good.
As long as she keeps them away from us, I'm inclined to have an ally.
Fair enough.
We will work together.
Cinderclaws, also Ilumbo.
There are Cinderclaws who have magic. Below. Okay, that's really good. There are Cinderclaws below who can use magic, so let's keep that in mind.
Okay, we'll want to be careful as we move forward. If we find them, definitely target them first.
But she's a friend. She wants to help us.
They have, she thinks for a second. They have Isigoran with Ilumbo of
Something with
Dehak.
light. Oh, they have the magic of Dehak.
Clerics, perhaps?
Perhaps clerics
They are,
of Dehak.
and she points over at the holy symbol
Yes,
hanging
cleric.
from him
Cleric, yes, I get it.
of Dehak.
Of Dehak. Okay, so they use divine magic, but not good stuff. Bad stuff.
And she just kind of same thing.
Conic diacy. They're
And
very rare. I'm
Looks at the
very
group of you.
excited.
We know that.
Ah,
Good to know.
The breath of Dahak will.
Yes, we remember from the
Jerry
monkeys who were
Sulo.
threatening us.
Dragon? Dragon.
Like-
Show her picture of a dragon.
Her picture. I don't carry pictures of dragons with me.
What's wrong with you? You're a dragon scholar and you don't have a picture?
My books that I write or read don't have pictures in them.
We need to talk
Sounds like a
about
pretty
that.
bad book to me.
Okay.
How are you supposed
Is
to know
there
what's in the book with no
anything
pictures?
else that is important?
Many things. I am here in this Umhume many days. Stuck.
Oh,
Cannot leave.
You can't leave because they're blocking the Ngagwe?
Ngosi.
Ngosi.
Blocked Cinderclaws.
Cinderclaws. Okay. She can't get back to Mwangi because the Cinderclaws are...
And she points the other way. Other tunnel. Big
Lizard.
Isilo.
Yeah, we know. We killed that. We killed it.
No, not the way you came from.
Oh.
Because there's the two little tunnels. You came out of the little small tunnel, but there's the larger tunnel around.
I know. I thought
she
she was talking about the huge frickin' lizard that crashed the stairs down.
Oh.
I think she was talking about I thought she was talking about the giant
She's pointing at the
worm.
northern path. So the larger cavern you haven't been through yet. So it's across the
I am misunderstanding her, but that's totally normal.
Big.
Does she need food?
Are you hungry?
Some have 8
Fighters.
kudama and drink water.
Well, that ain't good. You know, my wife packed me some coleslaw, and I'll have to get it out for her. Got a little Tupperware box in the back here.
We have some food.
Tupperware.
I'll give her some of my rations. Some meat,
Now
What
wait
are
cheese,
you-
and
here.
bread.
This is famous coleslaw.
I have meat, cheese, and bread. Hard cheese, cured meat,
Maybe an
bread,
apple.
an
So
apple.
you look through, and you offer some of this, and she seems almost confused by some of the things you gave her. Like she's never seen half of this before, and she
Good.
takes some of the bits of meat. Me?
Hmm?
We umgani. Pedosa.
Oh, yes.
And takes a bite of it and picks up a bit of cheese. This?
Yeah.
And still takes another bite of the meat. She's very confused by the concept of cheese. Like, she has never seen anything like cheese before.
Ooh, I hope Mwangi aren't lactose intolerant.
And bread.
Which she seems equally confused by. Which,
Interesting.
well, I mean, probably don't have a ton of like wheat fields. In
Did-
the Wagyu
no, it
jungles,
makes
to be
sense.
fair. But the bread and the cheese, while main staples for you, she's like completely, she doesn't understand. And looking at it, she gets across it's supposed to be food, but she shakes it. No. And just bites on some of the meat. I says, thank you for worry. Okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
Did we rest before we came down here?
Before you came into the cave,
Yeah.
you
We
rested
were-
after you.
we
defeated
did a full
boss,
rest, yeah.
So you
I couldn't remember.
full rest. So she looks back at you. Question. You all here. Why?
Very long story.
Just kind of shrugs, nods.
Accident, but perhaps good. We want to help. People got hurt. We want to protect the people where we come from.
Your Ungani. Your
Chiefs?
chiefs.
Yes.
But when she points at the three of you that are pretty clearly elves here. Gungasa. You are like Ekujai, but not Ekujai. No?
Many
Echo giant name?
types of elves.
Let's see.
We're probably like the most different looking elves that she's ever seen in one place.
She's
You do
wondering-
have quite an odd spread of elves here, to be sure. Even just the group of you here, with a forlorn and a desert elf, and technically a half elf, but you wouldn't know it. She looks as about as standard as it gets, and she nods. My home.
Or you have an elf without pointy ears and an elf that's half the size of everyone else.
The weirdest elves alive.
She thinks we're all elves, and you two are weird.
Oh, I ain't an elf, though.
My Ungani Renavo. Tell me of other elf, but I only see Ekujai.
That makes sense. I have traveled to Mwangi once with
Forgot his
the
name. Just said the name, and then like the name blanked out of my head once I turned to a blank page. Huh?
Renavo.
Thank
Wow.
you.
So druid is probably one of the few complicated words she would know in Mwangi, because that's who she went with. So she'll throw out the Mwangi word for druid and point to herself.
And she would actually be confused, like she doesn't know that word.
Nature magic.
And actually, if that's something, because that's something you would have wanted to know, you would actually know there is not a Mwangi word for druid. As there is actually not much for druid or druidic culture in the Mwangi region. So
Nature magician.
She would know druid in Taldane, because that's like any druids that came as travelers, they would just use the word druid because they don't have a Mwangi word.
Oh, that's
for
fair.
it.
I would imagine druid, the word, would be pretty universal for like places with civilization.
I mean, that's not really how language works. I don't think there's really anything. You would think a lot of things would be universal, like wizard and magic, but I mean, that all translates differently into languages. Like that's, or money, but like nothing.
Well, money,
nothing's-
you just hold up a coin.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what a coin is.
Nothing is really universal as far as language is concerned. In fact, even Cinderclaw would probably be slightly different in Mwangi, and you would only barely be able to make the connection listening to the conversation. Like, did you just say that sound like Cinderclaw?
She would reference it in terms of it being her tribe.
Okay. You all help. And she's motioning to all of you. Do you still have no idea what she's saying? You all help me. And points to the caves behind her. Cinderclaws.
Get rid of the Cinderclaws
Oh,
so she can go
absolutely.
home.
Ngosi. The
Portal. Keep going. I'm translating.
we both, and points to the small cave and the larger cave. Both same.
They both lead to the room with the Cinderclaws.
Okay, so
No?
With Isilo.
With the...
Big Isilo.
monster that way.
Okay.
So deal with Cinderclaws or deal with monster.
Cinderclaw more far. But not too far. And she can translate this to you
Yeah.
as she's talking.
So I guess it's up to you guys which way you want to go.
Well, if the larger cave has a larger monster in it, and the smaller cave, I suppose, may have smaller monsters in it. I don't
Well,
know.
I think they have
Espith, This is sort
Cinderclaws.
of your.
That is smaller monsters.
Well, the Cinderclaws were further away, though, she said, so it's possible.
But not very further
Cinderclaws.
away.
I think what it may be referring to is that if we take the large cave, there's going to be a very large, and I just mean us make the similar motions, large monster in the large cave, whereas if we take the other way, we can avoid it because they go to the same spot.
I think that's a wise idea, huh?
Okay.
But if we attract attention by going after the big monster, then the Cinderclaws are going to come to us regardless.
Well, it seems like we'd rather catch them unawares. They're-
Exactly.
Okay. We're going to go that way.
Okay. This motions back behind her again. Small path. My camp.
Okay. Her
And
camp is that way.
Okay.
We'll bring us back over to the olden map here. Let me just look briefly to make sure this is working like it's supposed to. It is cool. I got to do a little bit of double checking again because of the rebuilding everything. I can't just assume anything is going to function correctly. And let me gift you with a little Renali miniature to use, which is very fancy and orange down there. Will fit in quite well with our, well, also honestly pretty colorful squad that we've got going on.
In more ways than one.
As a whole, I believe we all equate to one worshiper of Shaylin.
I don't know that that's how that works either, but
You have some very weird ideas about the way the world functions.
It's just very colorful.
okay, so I'm gonna make us ye olden transportation nugget, so I can drag us down this little tunnel here. And as the group of you follow along with Renali up this small passage, at this point, no real sign of the spiders that had ambushed you before. None remaining. They all have skittered off and hit up somewhere else. It opens up a little bit after about 15, 20 feet of just a very gentle incline. But really only a little. And as your light, I think it's just light spells at this point, I don't have a torch or anything. As your light spells illuminate the area.
We have an ever-burning torch. I don't think anyone's using it.
Yeah, no one has it out at the moment. But Buford has it, but it's not out.
Okay.
Your light reveals in front of you much thicker, much finer sheets of spiderweb across your left-hand side of the chamber. As the light falls across this, they glisten and glimmer. And it looks almost like a series of sheeted walls draping down from floor to ceiling, and this a little bit bigger opening. It's maybe 15 feet around, cordoning off a section of the cavern itself. And what are we doing as we follow Renali along here?
Calling knowledge.
Thinking.
Searching. Or seeking.
I kind of think I'm just following along. I didn't think there's anything dangerous on this side of the tunnel.
Like, at this point, Renali's just kind of leading you through the tunnel, and you're just trying to keep your footing and climb up in your full plate here, because it was fairly narrow going for the first few feet. You're interested now. This is the first thing you've met out here that hasn't tried to immediately kill you, so that's kind of neat. What are you, Dalren?
Let's see here. Dalren will also be searching.
And Resume?
I don't want to be making a whole lot of noise right now, so I'm not going to be detecting magic. So I will be, what is it, searching?
You could scout.
Scout. I'll be scouting.
Okay.
Scooting.
So the two of you that are searching here, as you're looking around quite cautiously, Dalren and Esphus, your eyes fall on this strange drapery of much thinner spider silk. You give me perception checks. And give me a recall knowledge as well. Rare.
Ooh.
And
Isn't that supposed to be secret?
Well, I mean, it only
dice.
matters
These
if there's
dice
like if there's a critical
Oh,
failure
fair.
penalty. So it would be nature in this instance.
27.
25.
Oh, those are pretty hot rolls.
27.
Now that everyone's calm and not fighting, the dice are great. Where is this when you're getting murdered? Like,
We're better in downtime.
He
you know
has
this.
all of them when we're getting murdered.
you guys, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Machine gun murder, Esphus. So the two of you, looking at this, realize that the webs here come together in a way that is much different than a traditional spider web. These aren't drawn together or spiraled out in concentric rings from a central source. It's simply anchored on each end and brought together in almost literally vertical and horizontal sheets of silk that are nearly woven together. The structure of which is more akin to a tent than to a spider web. And Rur, you would realize that the actual filaments of the web itself that are spun out in the northern side of the cave here are not just different, they are smaller, they're brighter. They clearly did not come from the same spiders that you had dealt with before, because you could literally see them descending on a web, so you can see what kind of webs they spun. They wouldn't be capable of creating this. This is from something else.
Huh.
But Renali does not seem bothered by it at all. And as you come around and she sees the two of you eyeing it very suspiciously, understandably so, she waves a hand just back to the group of you. Cha, oga un tokwasa oga, which it's empty, nothing inside.
There's nothing in there.
But as you would pass through this cavern to another very narrow tunnel on the other side, she would stop you before really moving out of this little strange chamber. And you could see your light just beginning to illuminate the chamber beyond, and the fact that the ground seems to cut away about 15 feet ahead of Renali. And it just barely illuminates further walls of what looks like a far more massive cavern. And she tells everyone to stop. And turns back to the group of you. Eduze, Isilo, Ukusa.
There's a spider.
And this is where she does again. Here is the Isilo.
Okay, it's here.
Oh. So, can we All right. Well, I suppose we should see if we can see it. I'm not sure how light sensitive it is.
I could try to go invisible and scout ahead a little bit.
We don't know how. That might be very useful to have when the Cinderclaws, we move on them. Perhaps we should be a bit more cautious.
We could just try to be very quiet.
We could. Do you think we can pass it? We'd have to get eyes on it first.
She'll mainly look at you. Think you can be quiet?
Of course.
If we're going to do this quietly, follow my lead.
Yeah, Esvis knows what he's doing.
We're gonna be quiet. Follow him.
And she gestures to Clanky Clanky full-played men. He. Ching, ching, ching.
Yeah.
Loud.
He's bad, but he help.
Okay,
Yeah.
we try.
Yeah, we'll try.
I don't know how it works either.
So, everybody is going to switch to, well, new mechanic actually, kind of here. Not everybody is going to switch to sneaking. Esvis is going to switch to sneaking because he is very skilled in this. And he is going to take the lead both physically and with an activity in 2nd edition known as Follow the Expert, which quite literally means now that he is an expert in stealth. Instead of having to use your own, I imagine, completely terrible stealth rolls.
Mine's pretty good.
Mine's okay.
That's a
Mine
1.
is horrifying.
You can actually just follow as Esvis instructs you. Stick close to him and get a bonus to your stealth rolls based on his proficiency. So,
Ordinarily, wouldn't they have to roll individually still for following the leader?
following the expert,
makes
they're
sense.
still making stealth checks, of course. It's just that instead of using their own modifiers, they get to add their level like they were proficient in it, even if they are not, and they get an additional +2 bonus because you are an expert.
Excellent.
I also have a new feat that I picked up called Quiet Allies. So if I'm remembering correctly, what Quiet Allies is whenever everyone is following the expert for me for stealth, instead of everybody having to roll, it only requires 1 roll, and we use the lowest total modifier for the entire group.
Much less chance for somebody to crap out a 1 or a 2 on the
Right.
D20 when you only have to roll 1 of them.
Rat
Yeah.
buddy in a blanket so that flanking is muffled.
So as you go to sneak forward here, you two have the light spells on you, right? Ruhr
Yeah.
and Esvis. Benelli turns and looks at kind of group you and looks back at Resume. Imlilo.
The light.
Snuff the light.
I'll take the glove off and I'll just put it in my pocket.
No, I just snuff the light.
Oh.
And I'll just turn off.
Oh,
the
you
light,
just
too.
you can literally just turn it off.
Yeah.
You can do it that way too.
So as you both
Giant mitten.
turn your lights off here, you're plunged into complete darkness.
So how's this
Does
going to work?
anybody have dark vision?
I have a low light vision.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So then you hear Benali. Good. Your friend, go. We follow.
Can you see in the dark?
Can you not?
We're just being polite. We don't actually know what we're doing.
Grab on.
No, this
There
is
is-
this is madness. We can't
There
move
is-
forward like this.
Is in Kos. We is in Kawa. Down. No follow by touch. No chance.
We're
We
gonna
just
have to
need the
turn the
light
light
back.
back on.
What we could do is we could put a wrap over it so that it's not quite so bright, and maybe it won't attract as much notice. So we could just have dim light, if that's possible.
We could give it a go. I've never tried that before.
And the Arkenforged light just goes.
It's just lit.
Beacon!
I got you. So you did dismiss the spell entirely, so you would need to recast it again, which is relatively loud.
I
Could have just put it in a pocket, but no.
We
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost confident it has a verbal component. There are basically no spells in second edition that I could think of off the top of my head that don't have a verbal component.
Buddy, your torch, please.
Here you go.
That'll work.
Like,
And we can just wrap
so now I
wrap a
can
cloth
verbal.
around it.
so
to-
where is your torch? You have to kind of find it. Is it on your belt or something?
I just
'Cause
have
it's-
it probably like somewhere. I don't
because
know.
it is pitch black right now.
I've got
but,
my
you-
hammer, so
You
I'll just
get
hand
it
it over.
and hold it out towards where you hear Espas's voice coming from.
Probably tapping someone on the back of the head or shoulder while trying to figure out, like, is this you? Smack.
Gunk, 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 gunk.
Will someone take that, please, and uncap it?
Oh, buddy, could you uncap it so we can see what we're doing?
well, I need both my hands here.
I'll uncap it. I'll try to find it.
Bumping into me while you're doing it.
So as you try to fumble for this little torch here in the darkness, all of you kind of clustered together in this little cavern. I mean, the ground's not exactly even here. It's hard enough to just not fall over trying to shift.
Renali.
Yeah, you see the light come up. You see the light come back on, and Renali pulling the cap away from the torch, looking across the group of you, very, very confused as to the difficulty, and just offers it back to Buddy.
Ah, much better.
So am I supposed to be putting away my hammer now? I thought we were like attacking something.
No.
And
Resme, would you mind?
as we fumble around in the dark, in the shadows, unbeknownst to the rest of you, I get a villain point because Sage Lightspeed giving me a third one. Oh baby.
We're clearly far too expert.
Load me up for the chapter finale. That's what I like to see. Load me up for the ending. The dark cave of competence.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
This is why we don't have a name.
If we had one, it might be better. All right.
All right. I'll hold the.
Very good.
I still kind of has the cap in her hand.
I'll take the cap from her. All right. Forward.
We have to climb down first.
Okay.
If by climb down you mean have someone carry me down.
I could just get my geese arm out and just put you on the hook end and lower you.
Oh, fantastic.
How low does it go? That's the player asking.
Yeah, oh,
That's
you
the
can't.
player.
I mean, you just see as you're just looking down this cavern in front of you here. You just see a drop. You
Yeah.
can't see a ground. You see more wall about barely at the edge of the light, 15, 20 feet further. Without going up closer, you have no idea where down that goes.
Well, let's just see what we get.
Let's
I
just
go.
see what we got.
Let's go.
So we still trying to follow the expert plan here.
Mhm.
All right. So as the group of you creep forward up to this ledge, you see a few things in front of you. You start to see the ground revealed below you about 10 feet down from what looks like just a straight, sheer wall of rock that's just been cropped off. But stranger is the rest of the cave coming into view on your left. It opens up quite large here, very similar to the area you'd seen previously. which is
Previously.
with
In the Age of Ashes.
I started the recap video again because I'm bad. My stream deck's all in a different place now because I just threw it all together to be functional. Disregard that brief recap. You can see down below you on the left side what looks almost like a throne, a pile of some sort, just a heap of old bones and shattered furniture. Bits of wood and forsaken construction heaped and tied together with ropes and errant bits of chain, lashed into a mound here against the left wall of the cavern down on the ground 10 feet below you. This heap rises up almost 3 feet above the ground where a mostly intact chair with a large, grandiose, postered back sits kind of perched askew, haphazard, lashed down to the pile itself. And in increasing concentric circles laid out around the cavern floor, emanating out from this heap, this strange throne, are tiny skeletal corpses. Strange little humanoids with oblong heads. They almost look goblins, each posed either kneeling or fully prostrating themselves, heads inclined towards the throne. And sat upon the throne itself is a weird little hairy goblin thing. It looks like it's about 4.5 feet tall, so much larger than a normal goblin, and its full face covered in hair. It doesn't appear to be wearing any kind of clothing or anything. Make me a recall knowledge roll. What's your modifier for this? Would be society.
1.
1. You have no idea what this thing is. It looks very skeletally, like similar to a goblin of some kind, but it's clearly not. It's clearly something else, something at least a little bit different. Sitting on the throne, his eyes narrowed, looking up towards the flickering torchlight and the group of you up at the cliff. Now, you can just barely see down to the top of this thing, and while you're hiding with 10 feet up above it, it definitely sees the light, but it does not appear to see any of you immediately. And Renali, very carefully kind of peering to take a look at it. He is false. He's lie. That big Isilo.
Okay, apparently that is a distraction, and there's big.
So if they can see the light... Oh, here's an idea. This ledge actually provides a fairly commanding view over the room below.
Yeah, we could set it on fire.
No, Resme, no. Tyrannus isn't here at the moment, but I'm going to have to step in his stead and say no, it's not a good idea at the moment. But we could light a torch and leave it here, cap Buddy's torch, and then we can descend under the light of this while we don't carry a distraction with us. Do you think we can make that work, Esmus?
We are still going to be out in light regardless of how we do it.
But if the flickering light up here may distract him, it's possible.
They may not be able... The light might actually give us an advantage. It might blind them a little.
Well,
They
he
may
doesn't
not be
seem
able
too
to...
terribly blinded. Oh, alternatively...
Well, they also got a flickering torchlight like 20 feet away and 10 feet up on the ledge. You can't even see the torch directly, just the lights dancing on the ceiling of the cavern here.
And Master...
So it doesn't actually provide any illumination into the room itself?
Very little.
And Master
A
Dolrin...
low amount of light?
Yeah. I mean, you guys can see fine.
Master Dolrin, to be fair, what you just said is we're going to set something on fire, and I just said that too.
Alternatively, we could cast the light onto a small object and throw it into the room as a distraction and a light source.
That's fair. Since these chambers do link up, it's possible that we could do so as a distraction and circle around and come back into the room.
Yeah.
Ask her if that thing is bad.
Evil?
Yes. And, well, some good. That evil is Zilo, but 0 point good. Rur, Grez Darkfang, handing you one.
Why, thank you.
Cause Rur is what the
Yeah.
message says. And if you want to either pass that one or this one down, the second one's going out to Esvis for being the adult in the party. Party dad's got to get some support here.
Up to you.
I can assist us in being quiet. It's not going to stop us from being seen. What I will say is this. Rur, Esme, and our new friend, even though I don't think she can understand me. If this thing is evil, let's not fight on fair terms.
Absolutely.
I never fight fair.
Well, you could just stay up here and we could just rain arrows down on it.
I'd rather you not get anywhere near it.
Well, isn't that the point of us staying up here and you raining down arrows or something?
I thought he more meant I was going to stay here while you went around, but
Was
Oh.
more so we just artillery it from here. Between the four of us even.
I think that's a good thing. Shall I get this started? And I will draw out longbow.
And she sees you drawing that, Benelli just confused, does her hand. Linda! I was just we eat here no safer.
Why?
Eat biggie silo.
She says it can reach up here, and being here is no safer.
I'm gonna point at the very narrow passage right behind us and say that if it comes over here, we just go in there.
I get the feeling that Renali may know this thing a bit better.
Wait. Can ask if this thing can.
Breath. Fire.
Eat.
Up here. She doesn't know.
Or doesn't understand, but
If it's big, we should use the size of the cave behind us to our advantage.
I could just go hit it with my hammer.
If it's big, it will likely take you and squish you.
Well, I've got full plate on.
Some things are strong enough to squish the tin can that is your armor.
This ain't a tin can. This is good armor. I mean,
hear a voice from down below. It sounds very much like a goblin. Just yell up towards the cave. What? Who brings light to the lair of Techlash?
maybe we should bring as much light
You
as
see
we
this
can.
thing kind of like bobbing back and forth now. Standing, it stood up on its throne, trying to make itself just a little bit taller, but still not quite high enough to see up over the cliff to see what's going on up there.
That name doesn't mean anything, does it?
Does not know.
I mean, don't have to answer him.
No.
So, we need to, I guess the question is, do we rain down on it from here? If judging from what Renali is saying, and if I get this incorrect, please correct me, but it seems that perhaps the throne itself may be housing a monster, according to what Renali said, and it may be able to come up here after us.
Fast.
Fast. We need to go. Let's move. Now.
Go or back.
We either need to go down or go back.
Leave Bo here.
You stay here.
Fair enough.
I'll stay with you. You may need someone to keep it off of you if it does climb up after you.
If it does climb up after me, the rest of you can keep it in reach. I'm fast.
As you wish.
All right, let's go. I guess we'll start making our way down.
And this creature. So I assume we're not stealthing. So we're going back to what do you? I assume you probably want to be doing
probably
something now.
raise my
I am
shield.
stealthing.
I would still like to stealth if I
Okay.
can, just
Yeah.
so I can.
You still stealth. You still
Yeah.
stealthing. You're seeking, recalling knowledge, and trying to keep your shield up. So you're presented with a cliff face here, and it is quite sheer, descending down 10 feet. Just jumping down this, especially with the weight of all your armor and gear, is going to be pretty painful. But it is rough. It doesn't look super difficult to climb down. Just it would take a little bit of time, a precious amount of time, while you're quite exposed to work your way down the face.
I thought we were going back around the other way.
Oh, are you going back around?
I thought
you
we were
going in.
climbing down.
Yeah, no, we're
I
climbing
thought we're
down.
taking care of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're taking
fair
care of
enough.
this. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Who's
I have-
going first?
Well, I have a grappling hook. I'll just grappling hook, rope, hitch it in, and then we can just slide down.
All right, fair enough. So you set one up and just drop a rope down onto the floor there, and you hear the creature call out again. Reveal yourselves! Reveal yourselves in the lair of Techlash Scale!
Well, you heard him.
Oh, the mighty Techlash, you say? I heard a lot about him. That mighty Techlash.
So who all is going down? Buford, I
me.
assume, is definitely going in.
Definitely Dalren.
Esvis is definitely not.
I think the rest of you should probably just stay on the top of the cliff, actually.
Dalren
No.
is.
I want to be down there.
Yeah, I think you're insane.
Are you going down, Rory?
I can't stop you.
I'm staying up top. I'm not crazy.
Nah.
I'm perfectly suited to firing spells from on top of this.
Renali will come down as well, leaving just Esphus and Rur up top. So at the moment, Buford, that torch aloft.
I'm not holding. Resme is holding the torch.
Oh, Resme's on the torch. Resme with the torch aloft, and brings the light down to the floor here, across these just rings of strange goblin creatures, these skeletons just ringed around the throne as this weird hairy thing stands up tall, weird, lanky. It looks almost odd, like its limbs don't really fit on exactly right, but I mean that's just kind of goblins in general. They're strange looking creatures. Stands up tall on its throne and looks down across the group of you as you make your way down this rope. You dare enter Techlash's kingdom! Present your tribute, or be consumed by misery and death!
Yeah, I brought my tribute. Not to worry, we came here.
So what do you have? You've got your hammer and shield out, and your shield's up in front of you?
Yes.
And
tribute right here.
yes, of course. Just double checking that you're still raising shield. So continue.
Yes, Mighty Techlash. We've heard plenty about this man, right? Right, Dalrin? Techlash.
Oh yes, he's
very mighty.
Very well known.
We're in awe and happy to be here. We've got tribute.
You waste your words on pointless flattery.
Pointless?
I
Are you
demand
insulting Techlash?
your shield.
My shield? Oh, perfect. Let me just come bring it to you real quick.
So he's up on this big heap here. It goes up about like 2-3 feet up the ground, and it spans an area 5 feet around where this chair is just cocked on top of the pile of rubble and furniture ruin. Are you coming up, like stepping up to the throne, basically?
I get up to the wood and I'm like, well, do you want me to leave it here or?
Place it before my throne.
Okay, I'll wrestle around a bit. You know, I seem to be having a lot of trouble. Do you mind helping? I can't seem to get these buckles done well with this armor, these gauntlets on. Can you come get this off?
I have no patience for this insolence, this ineptitude. Present the shield or suffer.
I've got the shield right here. I'm presenting it to you, man. Now don't be rushing me. These little fiddly fingers here.
And as he steps down onto the heap directly in front of his throne, looking down at you, just incensed. This weird little goblin creature thingy. And as he does, stepping down in a second, his body expands, rippling and warping into a much larger creature. A massive, hulking 9-foot brute with a face almost like a bat's and long pointed ears, a black mane shagging down his back. As he steps down, "You will suffer for the waste of my time," and swings down with a massive claw.
Oh, he wasn't doing anything with it anyway.
Towards Buford. And with that, comrades, I think we're gonna roll us some initiative.
Do I get a new recall knowledge on that thing?
You would indeed, yes.
Is it society again?
Everyone get +1 because I was
Because you were scouting.
scouting.
Let me double check actually what he is. He is. He's religion! Actually.
Oh!
Hey!
How nice! Yeah,
what
that's
is
a
your-
+10.
+10, you say?
Significantly better than the society.
10 times better, as a matter of fact.
So you would recognize this creature as one of the many fiends that prowls Galarian's surface. This is a Barghest. Barghests are the largest and by far the most dangerous of the goblinoid races. They are creatures far larger, far stronger and far more intelligent than a goblin or a hobgoblin or a bugbear or any of those.
I don't know about that last part.
Beyond that, they do possess an aptitude with magic as well. They are perfectly functional as casters as well as just with swinging their massive claws around. But this is significantly larger. This is much more powerful than a normal Barghest. This is a greater Barghest. These are very rare and exceedingly lethal. The good news is the source, just the innate nature of their biology, their fiendish makeup, makes them fairly weak to any source of good or law. But anyone attempting to attack it with fire or a non-magical weapon is completely wasting their time.
It's a greater Barghest. Don't hit it with fire.
Oh.
Got it.
So,
It's alright, I got other stuff, man. I got all the elements.
Resme, what'd you get?
Um,
And you were still trying to hide, so I mean you have the torch and you're trying to hide. He wasn't focused on you. I'll let you take this stealth. I don't know what you rolled, but I'd let you roll the stealth if you still wanted to.
yeah, 27.
27, okay. Learned I'm not gonna put you all the way to the right. Doran.
It's only a 22.
22. Probably bottom third. Esvis.
29.
Yep.
Yup.
You see? I learned. Rare.
13.
Ooh, Potato Man down here.
Turns out when you roll a 2,
How about Buddy?
30.
30? How on earth could you possibly roll a 30?
Well, I
You
rolled.
full plate nerd.
How is it like the one time I roll well, everyone else just
Buddy was
rolls like
ready.
10 times
was-
Buddy
better?
was just ready.
So ready.
It's like, come on, come on. Oh, he's growing big, but he's closer now.
Renali has a 24.
Ooh.
She's pretty good. And your boy
Rolls a 3.
is coming in hot with a 36. Oh! Prepare. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop him right here. Try not to bump your straw, but it's very close.
I hate you so much.
And immediately, as he rises up into this enormous form, he just brings a huge claw smashing down towards Buford. And I'm gonna start doing this the other way around, just as just to test, just to see how it feels. Because for many years, I have had you guys just asked your AC because I didn't want to tell you what they rolled because it's kind of metagamey, but it's not really because the number they get kind of tells you how effective they are at attacking. Like that's knowledge you'd realistically have from fighting it. So we're gonna try doing it this way.
So you're going to inspire fear in us?
Does a 35 hit you?
Yeah, well, with a 20, I have an 18.4, so it actually crits.
Okay, so he will bring this claw down immediately, critically hitting Buford. Also, I just like getting to say the numbers. They're greater.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And as he just smashes Buford away from his throne for his insolence, you are going to take 24 points of damage.
Okay.
He is then going to turn towards the group of you in the corner and grin. Your audience wastes their time. Sonorum Menrium. Towards Dalren. Make me a will save.
That's a 10.
You want to keep? You want to keep that? You want to?
I'm thinking maybe I'll use my session reroll to not suck that up that bad. Oh, that's significantly better. That's a 25.
Okay. 25 will succeed. The sigh.
If a 25 fails, it's time to leave you to your fate and just walk away.
So as he casts this spell on you, you feel your mind start to cloud a bit. You feel your judgment kind of leave you. Your all sense of where you are, really. And for a moment, you see Dalren just sort of stand there as if in a stupor. And you are going to be stunned 1.
Stunned
so
1.
you'll have 1 less action on your next turn. And you just barely exactly resist the spell.
Oh my god.
Buford.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm a little shorter now. He's kind of smushed me down, so I had a couple inches there. So I'm going to swing my hammer and try and take out one of his knees.
Okay.
Iomede's golf tee.
With a 29.
29 will succeed.
And that's with the Warhammer, which is +1. So that makes it magical.
Yes. You do have potency runes in your weapon. That is a magical weapon.
Okay,
You're okay.
good. Good, that's what I was hoping for. So, and that is a for 7.
All right, you will hit him for 7. And as your mallet connects, it just smashes into his knee, which doesn't budge at all. In fact, doesn't even really seem to bruise or break the skin. You do 7 damage, but that seems like it's near nothing to Teklash.
Okay, so then I'm going to move. I'm just going to move up the cavern, kind of adjust myself, and sidestep up, like 3 squares past him.
Oh, you probably need a large man here.
Oh, yes.
man.
You need a large man for this. So,
He's a big boy.
So I'm just going to come up this way to like over here. Yeah.
okay.
And then I'm going to raise
And
my
as you go to move away, you are not dismissed. And lunges forward, down with his mouth biting towards you.
Okay.
Does a 36 hit you?
It also crits.
Since that crits, it's going to disrupt the action that triggers it. So you
Okay.
are not actually going to move away. But as he bites down towards Buford, it's going to hit you for 38 damage.
And I would brace into with my shield and destroy my shield.
Yeah. As you go to move it, he just bites down and crunches through your shield, completely obliterating it and throwing you back.
He wanted
And
the shield.
lifting you up off of your feet so you don't actually go anywhere. You can
Okay.
go again, but a critical success on attack of opportunity disrupts the action that triggered it.
Yeah, but so how much would I take and how much? So the shield hardness is 7.
So you'd take 32, and your shield would take 32.
Okay.
Wait, 31, because he hit you for 38.
31. Oh, good. Oh, good. And my shield is just at, its total health was 30.
So he obliterates it.
Yeah.
He crunches it, rips it off your arm,
Poof.
and leaves metal fragments strewn across the cave floor.
Oh, this guy's terrifying.
Oh, this is lovely.
You're rolling that dice you shouldn't be rolling right now.
No, actually, I didn't even pull out the kill you die.
So then I'm going to stagger away from him.
I'll still do that same move.
Yeah, I would like to still go this way.
Still moving up a little distance. Staggering forward and further, you can see Buford gravely injured just from a knockback, and then he grabbed him and slammed him down the square, but he manages to get away as Teklash just lets out a rolling cackle. Come, the rest of you. I hunger. Esvis.
Hunt prey.
Right.
That thing.
By that do you mean prey?
That sounded like an invitation for arrows.
If he hungers, he can eat this, and I will hunted shot.
And you have a striking group on your bow now, right?
No, that hasn't been transferred
not
over yet.
But you do have a lesser potency.
I do have a
so
lesser
it is
potency.
magical.
Okay, so first shot. 18.
18. The arrow is going to hit near directly. He's pretty large and he's not particularly fast, but a full-drawn longbow shot, the arrow just boom, off of his exposed furry skin.
That includes, is he flat-footed to me because he doesn't know I'm there?
No.
Second shot.
It's also a rogue perk now.
Oh, we didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not an 8 anymore.
Okay. 22 for the second shot.
22, another arrow will hit and just glance across him. 22 doesn't do it.
Third shot.
I can't help but notice that there's a hole in the wall over there that seems much smaller than he is.
Natural 1.
The disappointment.
A little shaken by the first 2 hits, the third one just kind of looses a bit wide. So yeah, looking throughout the cave here where Buford is, you can see there's the cliff you came down, and on the northwestern side of the cavern, another 10-foot cliff like that leading off into the cave. To the right of you is both a small, much more maintained, it doesn't look natural, it looks like it was a carved mined path leading further out to the east with a much larger opening going exactly the same direction on the far end of the cave near Buford. Resume.
Resume will, from where she's kind of hiding tucked away, will shout out something in a language none of you understand.
Staggering fear.
Staggering fear, exactly. And I will cast Agitate.
Okay. So what is the new one? What's Agitate?
So he needs to make a will save.
Okay. He's going to make a will save. He is going to get a villain point. I don't know what this does, and that's a 3 on the die. So he's going to get Mancha, giving me some hot power here, and the good news is that I have a bonus, because almost immediately before this started, Blade Tiger gave me another one. So I still have 3. But this one's Mancha's. Thank you for that one, comrade. Let me write down quickly Blade Tiger. Let me do better. He's gonna get 25.
So that will, he'll succeed, but he won't critically succeed.
Okay.
So one of his actions that he takes a turn for his next turn has to be to stride. And if he doesn't do that, he's going to take 2d8 damage.
Ooh, okay. You got itchy feet.
So he's got a waist movement.
He has to move around.
He has to move around.
Okay.
And then for her last action, she will call up a shield.
Renali, seeing this creature, Savage Buford, is going to push past you as you cast out your spell, move into the front, and pull her hands back as she calls out, Cooler Unfudere! And waves forward a just rainbow wash of what looks almost like just colored dust and powder out, flashing across the entirety of the Greater Barghest, who is going to make another save. So he is going to succeed, which means I had this page open, but I lost it. Quick, because I can't remember what every spell in 2nd edition does yet, and they're all new and exciting. As this crashes over him, he starts to move around almost a little erratically as your spell hits, and throws a hand up over his eye to protect himself from what doesn't look like it's a particularly bright or anything, but just an explosion of colors across him. And he is stunned. He is dazzled, rather.
It's helpful.
And that's going to be Dalren.
Huh. Well now. Does this guy look like he has a Oh, never mind. He spent it trying to chomp Buford, so we're okay. I'm going to all right. Yes. No time to be coy here.
Okay then. Lightning.
Feel better already. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to whip that disarm out and hook. Not only necessarily trying to hook his ankle to knock him down, but I'm actually just trying to compromise the integrity of this pile of flotsam he's stand up, which shouldn't take much to go and try to knock him down and make his foot unsteady enough. So I'm gonna try to trip him.
Okay. Now I'm gonna remember the trip is against reflex DC for once.
It is, and it's not fortitude, which means I might have a prayer, because he's really big. That is I get +1 because it's potency rune, so that's gonna be 25.
With a 25, you will actually pull his foot, and though he stands steady, as you pull back, it's just a wall. He is too strong for you to pull it away, but the pile of crap underneath him is not. And it's just going to drag what he's standing on out from the pile and bring him falling down to the ground. You will knock him prone. So he is now prone, agitated, and dancing.
So,
That's the goal.
yes. And the now flat-footed monster, Dalrin's going to reverse, bring it up. This is his technique, trip, and then wham, smack him. And hopefully, that's a 2 on the die, so I don't think I'm going to hit him with that. Probably. Yeah, so. Boing, boing.
This is one action left, isn't it?
No, I raged.
Oh, you raged. I always forget rage is an action now. Rur.
Well, I just so happen to know this thing has a weakness to holy.
Does in fact. He's also now prone, so flat-footed.
Is there just room for me to step to the right? I can't actually tell.
You
Like
can,
I can't see.
You can step up to the edge of this ledge here and see down with that space over the top. Because you're 10 feet. You're well above Dalrin and them. You
don't
are
need
about
to.
level with the top of this hulking beast here.
I don't need to, but it's just like I physically can't tell what's right here.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're about level with the top of him. He's on this pile, but he could easily just walk over here and reach everyone that was at the top. He's massive.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and throw a divine lance at the now prone individual and try to get his attention.
Do something.
And this is gonna be good.
Okay. Well, I hope it is.
27.
27's gonna connect.
This little guy named Lance just shows up and kind of bops him on the nose.
For 11 good damage.
All right, and as you knew from identifying this creature, you can see that this spear of holy energy strikes true and flashes through him, almost with the fire from Saren Ray herself burning around where it strikes the creature, definitely doing additional damage.
And I will cast light on myself to end my turn. Or is light 2 actions?
It's 2.
Okay, I'll cast shield.
Yeah, you're kind of being left almost in the darkness here as your source of light has stumbled away.
Tottering away.
Or I had it on the wrong person. It was Resume has the light. It's over here. I lied. it. Buford actually does not have the light. Buford's stumbling away into the darkness. Alrighty. So this creature, the Barghast Techlash, immediately tries to right itself, flailing for a moment in the pile of stuff as it pulls itself up, roaring in pain from this strike. It turns and looks around, stars in its eyes, unable to really tell where it came from. But he sees, well, 2 people over here who definitely look like they're doing magic things.
Does he have any actions left?
He stands up, he moves.
No, what I mean is agitate deprives him of an action.
Oh, yeah, he's...
No, agitate makes he has to stride. So he
Oh.
stands
Oh,
up,
okay, got
he
it.
strides, and he's
Now
got
he has
one left.
Oh, he has 1 left. Okay, got it.
And it's
He is
just
dazzled,
gonna-
though, so
yeah,
maybe.
he's dazzled, so it's just going to be a solid 50-50 of which he has no idea where this came from. Which of the 2 of you, Resume or Benali, he decides to swing at. And that is going to be Resume, as he just lashes out in almost blind fury toward you. The good news is he has to make a flat check through the dazzled. So that is going to be actually a natural 1. So stars in his eyes, he comes around just swinging his claws wildly and
Rakes the
slams
stone.
it into the ground right between the 2 of you. He couldn't really decide which way he wanted to go with
I
that.
might be the luckiest druid on the entire planet.
There's way too much light for him
But he
right now.
blinks for a moment and steadies himself, and you can tell he's overcome about all the debilitations he had there.
Did you put on your brown pants today?
Buddy.
So, just out of character, to get effects like trip and shove, do they still take the penalty of being non-magical?
Well, that's just it's
Or-
just a damage thing. They don't
That's
do
just damage?
They don't do damage, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So I'm going to.
Well, I mean, if you critically succeed a trip, it does damage, and you probably resist that. But like, he's
Yeah,
not resistant to physical movement. No.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw my warhammer at him.
Okay.
first of all. That's the plan number 1. I'm not exactly sure what I'm rolling here. Well, that's a hero point because that's a 2. Oh, let me do my session reroll first.
You would be rolling with your
Dex instead of
proficiency,
strength.
just your dex instead of your strength. You're still just as proficient throwing it as you are swinging it. So
Oh,
it would
okay.
just be the difference between your dex and strength modifiers. You'd be basically a minus that. So
Okay.
what, -4?
-4.
18 to 10.
Nice.
So, okay, so 18 on the die. So, and that's going to be 11. Do I get the +1 because it's still a
Yeah,
hammer?
sure do. Yeah, it's still your potent hammer.
Okay, so 11 minus 4 is 7 plus 18.
25.
25.
25.
What is the range increment on a thrown hammer?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 10.
10.
So you go to throw it, so 23 because he's slightly too far away. You throw it, and the hammer hits him, and you see like the physical impact, but it just thunk and falls clattering down to the stone floor. Not enough to do any damage.
Okay. Then I will pull out my whip.
Oh, here it is.
And,
I was ready.
and then brace myself. I may step forward 5 feet.
It's a little closer.
Just a little closer. I mean, I'm sure he could probably still reach me, but still. And that's it. That's
And
all I
that
can
will bring us to Misfits. He is now right in front of you.
Huh.
We need to get you a short bow, man.
You ain't lying. Alright, well, I'm just gonna let loose. First, we're gonna go with Hunter's Aim.
So as you go to fire, he seems to hear the bowstring draw and turns his head, just biting up towards you. He can definitely reach you from there, and firing a ranged weapon is definitely going to provoke.
He's about to eat some rocks.
It's going to be a 28 armor class.
That is a regular hit.
Okie dokie.
His first not crit.
Yeah, he did not crit that time. That's a regular hit. He is going to hit you for 21 damage.
Ouchies.
But it's not going to interrupt. It's not going to interrupt the action, or disrupt rather, is the second edition terminology, because he did not crit.
So, first will be Hunter's Aim, the 2-action one shot. Because I needs me some bonuses.
You are above him, so you do get. I always forget this. You do get a +1 for high ground, so slightly better.
Better than nothing.
It wouldn't have mattered last turn for what it's worth.
No. that didn't figure.
He was on his pile.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had just enough to put him on eye level.
It's 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
including the +1.
Actually, no, not including the +1. That's 24.
24, you will shoot, and you will see your arrow penetrate just hard enough to embed, but it's just superficial. Not gonna hit.
That is so
24 is
hard.
not gonna land.
Yeah. And then hunted shot.
Believe
Believe.
in the
Believe in
D20s.
Not high enough. And not high enough.
So 2 more arrows just barely embedding or just scraping across his incredibly thick hide. This creature clearly protected by something more than just a biological exterior. Rare knows this is a being of such pure evil that they almost draw strength from the abyss itself to reinforce them.
That's why you gotta hit him with the good stuff.
Resume.
I see an opening
There
that
is in
leads
fact an opening.
back somewhere. I'm going to try to take that opening.
Scoop past Renali into this little small passageway here.
Mm-hmm.
This does allow you. How far do you want to go? As you turn this corner into here, you can see, again, this is clearly a worked tunnel. It's not natural like what you've been traveling through for miles to be here. This leads into a properly, not perfectly, but squared off room that was dug and excavated to be a room, and both entrances are fairly narrow tunnels. And inside, it's a bit dingy, it's a bit moist, but it's almost a cellar, and has a couple of lumpy mounds with cloth tarps drawn over them that look like they've been left there for ages. Now this is actually so narrow, I'm going to need an acrobatics check for you to squeeze your way into it.
Will it still just be one action? Or?
It's still one action. It's part of the action that you're moving. Actually, I think squeeze is a separate action if that changes what you want to do. We'll take you 2 actions to get in here.
Then I don't want to do it.
Okay. You realize the entrance is too small, but you can still see all of that. You can see it. I mean, you have the torch.
That's fine. Because the point was to get out of everyone else's cone. And she will shout out another word in a language that no one understands, and the ground will shake and cascade toward the thing as it takes the earth in its face.
Okay.
That will be shockwave.
Oh, this is the knockover.
Yeah.
So what save does he make?
Reflex.
Here? Reflex. All right. This is going to be an 18.
That will fail.
Okay.
He is going to fall prone.
So stands up, moves forward, slams, bites at Estes, and falls down again as the ground tremors beneath his feet. Doing a good job of keeping him on the ground so far.
And that's it.
And then Renali, seeing this, is also going to take the opportunity to scamper away, and she moves close to Buford here and sees how injured he is, and just she looks at you, and you can barely see her. Oh, I guess Resume's come closer, so you're kind of in the light here. You can see her, the torch light her. And she looks over. And turns back towards the creature quickly, casting another spell, Anime Vaventis, and conjuring her own defender on the other side of you. So flanking with Renali, a massive leopard comes into being, its skin almost smoldering, leaving faint clouds trailing off of it as it comes in with a faint growl. But this leopard, easily 9-10 feet long, its shoulder as high as yours, and it bares its teeth towards Teklash, ready to defend the group of you.
Good kid.
Do we need a leopard thing?
You can use this pile of spiders because it's also large and it's the only thing I have on hand. I didn't actually think that far ahead. I forgot to get a token for the leopard thing.
That works.
Dalren.
All right, so he's flanked by Buddy, and he's fallen over. So that's about as flat-footed as you can get.
Well, he's not flanked by Buddy actually because Buddy is
reach
far
weapons.
away.
Buddy's got
Oh, we got a whip.
Yep.
He is flanked by Buddy. You're right.
You right.
I mean, it's double flat-footed.
that counts for something.
He's got
I'm
no
hoping.
feet.
I'm hoping it counts for something. So I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I'm just going to bring that geese arm down on him.
Now, good news. You have a hero point, my friend, because Arcadis has redeemed We Need Dalren.
You might,
Yes!
you might as well
You can just keep that.
Keep
You can
it.
just keep it. I rolled another 2. I rolled another
Put this one,
2.
back in the box.
That die was a birthday present, and I can't put it in the cage.
Oh yeah,
but
that's his birthday present.
I'm
It
gonna
was, it was
I'm gonna
his
stop
birthday.
rolling it though for a minute. That's 20.
20 is going to slam down, and you feel almost the reverberations in the haft of your geese arm as it just bounces off of his hide.
Oh my god, this thing's a monster. I do have another action. I've got a lot of actions actually. Let's.
2, there's only one.
Yeah, it was 2. Well, fish for a 20. Maybe I get lucky. That's a 15, so it's still a 20. So bonk.
You're just bouncing this off him, sparks flying and cracks of lightning as your weapon lands, but not enough to beat through its hide.
It's not. It is not, in fact, enough to beat through its hide. And actually, can I even hit it, even if I roll a 20 at this point?
Well,
I
20
can't.
upgrades you by 1 category.
I can't hit. No, I could. I
Yeah,
could.
20's plus 1 category, so
Fish
even if
for
you
it.
fail,
It's
even
an
if it
18.
fails, it gets bumped to a success.
Yeah. No, that's an 18. It's an 18 is what I rolled. So nope.
Brr.
Whack.
It's been a second since I had to use this, but we're gonna reach into the blessings of Sarenrae, and for the fire and the fury, a blessing will come down over Buford, followed immediately by healing light washing over you. So you heal 4, an extra 4 because it's my level
Okay.
plus.
Extra 4 from what, though? Oh, you even rolled it. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, we need the base number.
Yeah, an extra
So-
4 plus.
This is a second level heal?
Yeah, second level heal.
Oh, baby, 2d8 plus 20 with the
2d10.
extra 4. 2d10 plus 20, because you going Saren Ray Heal Boy.
Wow.
Is that
nice.
two 10s?
That's a 10 and a 9.
Wow.
So-
Heals Buford for 39.
Wow.
Yep.
I went for 5.
To a line.
And that was a two
And it
two
heals
action.
him so effectively that a hero point from Mucker. Buddy has a buddy in chat. And a second behind it, actually, a follow-up, because I missed one, and I apologize. I didn't see this come through on the chat. From Deadly Doll to Esvis, my favorite elf. Seems like you are going to need this.
So that was a 2 action heal plus my focus spell.
So that was all. That was your
That's
full
all
round.
3.
So this creature again pulls himself up from the ground, now incensed, now absolutely aware of where to turn his fury, directly towards Resme. So furious now, he is first going to bite, and that is going to be a 37 armor class.
And he notices a beautiful beautiful necklace she's wearing. And he's like, oh man, if I bite this and I accidentally break this necklace, man, I'd better be careful.
He does not care about the necklace, but he is going to be enfeebled too after the hit, and this strike is going to do minus some amount of damage.
And you're not. It doesn't critical you, so that's.
Well, a 37?
Oh, 37. No, totally does. Sorry.
I was like, really?
No,
So
27.
I'm gonna try my bracers because that will bring me.
That's only a range attacks. There's
Oh,
missile
that's right.
deflection.
Oh, sorry. I
His
bite
Bracers
mouth
not-
is
of
not
arrow
ranged. It's
deflections.
just very large. So, how much does this reduce the damage by while I'm rolling it?
Actually, that's a good question. Okay, so equal to 2 plus your level.
So 6. So he's going to hit for 24, which Buddy's intervention is going to reduce to 18. So you're going to take 18 damage, and then still enfeebled, you see him stumble a bit, and he swipes with a claw towards you.
So all that's gonna go away.
Yeah.
And the claw is a second attack. By the power invested in me by math, it's going to be a 34.
Jesus.
Does not crit me.
Yes, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Pretty sure you don't have 24 AC.
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking.
Yeah,
I
I thought it
would
was
be
double, yeah.
very impressed if you had. Yeah, it's not double; it's plus 10. So he's going to crit you
should
with
make
the
it double
bite
for this thing.
and crit you again with the claw.
Can I?
I break your shield for this.
I'll break my shield.
And it's gonna, as you throw that shield up in front of you, he's going to shatter through it. You're going to take 5 less damage from this, and then 2 less also because enfeebled hits him twice on the attack and the damage roll. So the total he is doing is 18, 16 because he was enfeebled, and then 11 because of the shield, which does dissipate the magic forcefully. You won't be able to recast that again anytime soon. But it keeps you alive.
Those were some low crit rolls.
You have like 5.
Oh wait, that was a crit. My bad. It wasn't 18. It was 36. So 32
Ooh.
with the enfeebled, because you guys did get enfeebled twice. 32, and then it would be 27 is what it actually hits you through, crashing through the shield. Does that knock you down?
With the is that
27. 27's the
Total?
damage you end up taking. Final answer, math.
Okay.
Then no, it doesn't.
Well, no,
Okay.
that's in addition to the first attack.
Yeah, that's the second.
Th-
It's 27.
Then yes, that will knock me down.
So as you get knocked down by a crit, you are dying too.
Okay.
Ugh.
And with her brought low, it's going to move her initiative to the front of the table. But after she knocks him down, he stands up, and you see Teklosh viciously savage Resme, leaving her bloodied and motionless on the floor. Speaking of bloodied, or buddied, as the case may be. You're up.
Did you just compare my name to Bloodied?
That's very close.
It's pretty close.
Not even remotely close. You guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna try and trip this man. I've got my whip out. It's perfect opportunity for tripping.
God, we know how this is.
Oh, baby,
actually.
look at that.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
ye of little
Ye
faith.
of
I
little
know, right?
faith. Okay, so that would be a 27.
27's gonna do it!
Back on the
When
floor.
it matters! Buddy lashes out, and as he focuses all of his effort leaning forwards onto Resme, you pull his leg out from under him, and he falls forward onto the ground. Prone once more.
You know that cat go over there. The cat go over there.
Renali's very focused on Techlash right now.
Yeah, she'll figure it out. And then I guess even if he's laying down, he can still hit me. So.
Well, he doesn't look like he has reach. He can't reach any. He's large, but his
if I'm
arms
trying-
aren't like 9 feet long.
But not if I'm trying to get Therese-May to heal her.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and get over to Therese-May. I see her go down. I'm like, oh man. And I walk forward to try and get Therese-May.
Yeah, he gets 5 feet. You can just step.
Oh, good. I'm gonna step for Therese-May. I forgot step was a thing.
You can step diagonally. Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
you can
And
just-
I reach down.
The AOO fear is so paralyzing. I forgot you can 5-foot step.
And I'm gonna
It's an
reach
action,
down.
but yeah.
And I'm gonna reach down and try and keep this woman alive.
Does lay on hands?
Is it a manipulate?
Is it a manipulate action?
It's cast somatic.
Somatic means it's a manipulate. So the lay on hands itself is where you're
Okay.
gonna provoke.
We're gonna see.
So as you
So
reach
don't
down,
get crit.
Yeah, I got 22 AC.
he scrapes his claws across the stone where he just knocked her down towards you to bat you away. And it is going to be a 28 armor
Not a
class,
crit. Yes.
but not a crit. So it
Not
is
a crit,
not
not a
going
crit.
to interrupt the lay on hands. It is just going to strike you for 9 damage, actually.
Oh, nice.
By
Okay.
far the lowest he's dealt.
Yes, I
From the
appreciate
ground, he's
it.
not great at. It's actually a 25 because he's prone. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I don't think that changes it.
So, then Resme would get.
It's actually a 23. He's enfeebled and prone. Is that what was your
Yeah,
AC?
it's 22.
22.
Ah,
If I had
Shield
my
is
shield,
destroyed.
You take 7 because he's enfeebled too. Not 9. My mistake.
Counting.
It's till the end of your
accounting?
turn. I forgot he was enfeebled till the end of your turn.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then so Resme would get 12 health back.
Alright, and as this surge of holy light fills you, you wake up on the floor, no longer dying, a wounded one. Trade you sad black cards that you don't want to have. I'll go ahead and just keep this one on top in case anything.
And then I'll just stand there without my shield, like.
Esphus.
All right, dice. Let's try this again. Hunter's aim, hunted shot. So first for the hunter's aim. So much better. Okay, that with the high ground
Okay.
will be a 27.
27 will hit. Now, as he is prone and reaching, scrabbling towards the people in front of him, you manage to finally sink an arrow in between his ribs, not being glanced by the bone.
For 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
We on the board.
We're on the board.
And 2 more shots. Sad dice.
I think that one needs to go to jail.
It's about to. It actually, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Do not pass go.
Goodbye. And third shot. Are you serious? I'm going to spend a session reroll.
You on number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Because we need damage.
Because we need damage, and I'm also proving a point to my dice. You better behave!
You better behave or I'll spend resources on you.
So with high ground, that's 22, but
22 is just barely not going to be enough to do it.
it tried. It did try.
I tried so hard.
Renali brings her hand forward, and the cat she is commanding lunges forth into battle with Techlash. And
The
as
horde of
this,
spiders
as
approaches.
this thing steps forward, reaching out with a massive paw, Battle of the Titans evolving in front of you here. He is going to swipe. Am I legally allowed to use villain points on friendly NPCs?
Of
I
course.
mean, you control
You're
them. It's
you're
up to you.
GM. You can do whatever you want.
It's called a villain point. It's not very villainous
It's
if it
not
helps
called
you
a
out.
villain
Well,
point.
it's
called a
actually-
GM
Well,
point.
actually, that is. No.
think it goes against the spirit of it. They want to make us suffer.
They want to make
Yeah.
you be sad. That's going to be a 14, a 2 on the die. And the cat's paw is just going to slap onto the hide of this thing,
He forgot to use his claws.
dealing
Claw
nothing.
beams.
And then Renali, seeing the healing happening in front of her, quickly spurts out, Mina, no, the Silo Ukwandio! I've no Isilo Ukwandio. You don't know those last two. She seems distressed and she's trying to help. Mina, no, es was I can't help. And she is going to step back a little closer to the larger northern tunnel. She's not running, she's just going to step. And she just steps back and points down and calls out, you don't understand. We go? Dalren.
Not a bad idea if you all want to circle around and leave. But I'm gonna hold the line here to try to make it so that my friends can run behind me if they need to. So this time we're gonna have to switch it because slashing is clearly not working. Just reverse grip it and just try to stab
He's
into
on the
this
ground,
thing.
just stab him viciously.
Stab viciously. Go for it. Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20.
Critical hit.
Great.
The poking is what we needed.
That was it. That was it. All right, lightning explosion. Why am I rolling 2 dice?
I mean, you do however you want, really.
All right. That's why I don't roll 2 dice. All right, so that's maximum damage. So 17 times 2, 34 damage. Lightning explosion.
4 damage. He's got 26 on him right now. Now 60. As you see this lightning surge through his body, your blade sinking into his flesh with a crackling explosion and a spray of dark blood from the greater Barghester. The first truly mortal wound it's been dealt. As he roars and writhes in pain. This fight is not close to over, but that's getting you a lot closer, to be certain.
Just roll 20s, forehead.
Yeah, done. That's all I have to do.
20's forehead.
It's simple. We just kill the bargain.
You just kill the Bargus. It's that simple.
Do it again.
Do it again. Here we go. Let's do it again. That's not doing it again. That's a 5 on the die. Pull it out. He's just writhing too much. But there is a giant kitty cat over there.
You are flanking with the giant cat.
I am flanking
I mean,
with
he's
the giant
flat-footed
kitty
because he's prone anyway.
Yeah.
Flanking is the same bonus as flat-footed.
He's cat-footed.
And that's why you went down first.
That's it. That's exactly it.
There's justice in the world.
You know what? Whatever. I'll have to fish for 20s anyway. Let's see. No, that's not a 20. That is an 8. All right.
Already,
We're gonna have a little bit of fun with this individual right here. So, I need a will save.
Okay, so you're casting
Command.
something. Command, you say? Okay, that is going to be a 28.
He does not critically succeed, which is all that matters. He has to walk away from me. He has to spend one of his actions on his turn getting away
How
from
long is
me.
he agitated for, by the way? Was that just one turn?
That's
Did
just
he
one turn,
succeed?
yeah.
Okay, I figured, but
And I'm pretty sure it has to be his first action, so let me...
he's literally prone, so it can't be. He's prone and surrounded. I mean, it's definitely...
crawl.
He doesn't follow it if he can't do it, but he will attempt to spend an action moving away from you. I know, that leaves you with one left.
As if it has the fleeing condition, so it has to...
Yeah, but he
Try and get
was
away from
literally incapable, so...
Yeah. You can crawl.
He can't, he's bodied. There's a leopard in the way. He physically cannot move away from you.
I thought there was space back here.
Not big enough.
But
Yeah, he'd have
he
to
will,
squeeze
He
or
will
something.
try. Let's do third
Okay.
action.
And third action is that I'm just going to cast shield.
Please no.
I
Now,
have
Resume,
nothing.
you wake up on the floor on a cold stone, wet with your own blood, and
Is it-
Buford over you.
Is it still alive?
Yep,
You-
it
you
sure
come to-
is, lady.
Yeah, you say you come just as you say that. Coming to you, see this claw flap into Buford next to you.
Bring down the cave, and she'll drop a triple magic
What?
missile on him.
Okay.
So from the floor, 3 force bolts coming up. No resistance to that. That just does damage. So 3d4 plus 3.
No, 3d4 plus 4. No, 3.
One for
You're
each
right.
missile.
I really need to get that straight through my head.
There's a lot of numbers
And
involved.
all the rest of your spells are +4 except that
This
one.
one is just 1 per missile. Your casting set isn't affected.
Hey!
Is that 3 4s?
That's triple 4.
Yes!
Oh, baby!
19 damage, please.
That is
no,
15 damage.
15 damage.
'Cause that's how math works.
I really need to get better
We'll
at
get there. We'll get there.
Just guess numbers. We'll tell you right.
Worst case scenario, we'll correct you. 15 damage as 3 missiles surging up from the floor connect into the prone form of Techlash. And as these blast him, this lightning disarm still stabbed into him from Dalren here as he pulls it back to continue his assault. He is now starting to appear injured. And
Head hurts.
he is going to stand up from the ground, his compulsion somewhat overwhelming him, and swipe out towards the massive cat, engaging in this titanic combat. And, okay, he's gonna fail that, so here's the attack roll. With a 24, slam his claw into it, and knock the cat back a little ways. A puff of black smoke exuding out where this enormous strike just connects with it. And then he is going to bring his other claw up as well, trying to bat this thing out of the way so he can move away. Fail it again. Okay. Oh, natural 20 on the attack! So bringing up a much stronger hit as the thing stumbles, smashing his clawed hand almost with a punch straight into the leopard's face as it reels back in pain, and you almost lose sight of the battle for the thick smoke emanating from this smoldering leopard here battling before you. And that was the first 17, and the second 30 on the critical hit, the follow-up punch, doing 47 damage to the huge cat thing.
Why is there a cat on fire in the room?
You see in the corner, Nolly just kind of grin a bit and turn her focus back towards Techlash as he takes all this damage and battles her massive beast. Buford.
I'm gonna step back to where Renali was,
Okay.
and my trusty whip never does me wrong, and I'm going to try and trip this man again.
He's got a bad case of not prone right now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We have to
exactly.
fix that
Gotta fix
immediately.
it. With a trusty old hero point. This hero point is given to us from Jake the Impaler. Is gonna help
How
tripping.
appropriate.
There you go.
Okay. Ooh,
Hey,
ooh, ooh.
Jake,
19
coming
on
through
Jake.
again.
It really is. It really is. Okay, so 19 on the die says 29.
29 will knock him prone again. And lash out the whip and bring him back down to the ground as he battles this massive cat.
And then I'm going to I'm gonna tell this stupid bargass what's what. He better not be going around just hitting all my friends, cause that's wrong.
Okay. So -5 for second attack.
Okay, so that is a 3 intimidation.
Oh, you're intimidating.
Yeah, that's about
he is not afraid of you.
That's about as intimidating as it sounded.
0 intimidation.
Very annoyed with you for tripping him constantly.
Esvis.
I'm very impressed with the whip, though. I'll never look at it the
I'm
same way.
impressed with your ability to
Right?
consistently knock him prone. Techlash
Yeah.
has been on the ground
Dude,
after everyone.
that
was
is our
turned.
goal.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Hunter's aim, hunted shot.
All right, just drawing back 3 more arrows. Techlash just can't find his feet.
That's a
here.
hero
3.
point.
That's 3 more arrows.
That's a hero point reroll.
It's a good thing chat loves you guys. It doesn't want you to die horribly.
Into the jail you go with your friend. You were given a
I have
chance.
so many dice.
Okay, try again. That is with the height 25.
20. He's prone too, so you don't need the 25. So you fire down, and as he falls off his back, strike another arrow into his chest.
Oh,
You're getting there. You're on the board.
we getting there, man. for 7 points of damage.
All
right.
Good. He's got taken 82.
And then the hunted shots. Fishing for 20s.
You got half of one.
I gotta eat. Thanks.
Did you get 2?
You got
gotta
the
do
part.
So as you finish, as the Barghest falls down and Buford pulls his whip back and yells, the rippling smoke that's emanated from this leopard as Teklosh has struck starts to kind of dissipate, and instead of revealing the leopard as you expected, there's nothing there. Renali, still grinning, calls out towards the Barghest. Ilumbo!
She just said something inappropriate.
And she is going to taunt it and make her own intimidate check.
Don't taunt it while I'm standing in front of you.
I'm gonna bowl you over.
But she also is not. He's just mad. He's not afraid. He's just mad. And she will stride across the cavern here, a bit away from you, towards the northwestern end, the biggest opening of the area. Dalren.
20.
That's what I need. But no, let's see if lightning can strike twice. Let's again just bring that down and just spear him. This is just
He's just
butchering.
prone constantly, just spearfish. If he gets up for a second and gets whipped to the ground again.
I don't know. It's a 20. It's not gonna do it.
20's not gonna do it.
All
No,
right.
bats it away.
Let's flip it again. Let's try for more. What do I need to do for that? Jeez, no. At 20, there's really not much I can do. Oh, but there is something I can do. So Dalren is going to. Oh, I don't think I can. Let's just pull it. So I'm going to push. Can I? I have to actually move up to Resme before I can push her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll move up to Resme, and I will. And I'm gonna do that with a stride. Would he like to hit me?
He's definitely going to take the opportunity to hit you. He ain't going to say no.
Bring it.
Not going to pass. He's prone, so he is only going to get a 29.
That will not critical me.
That's what we're looking for. And as he bites out as you run by, his mouth just flailing enraged, you are going to take 15 damage from this bite.
All right, that's good. And then I'm going to try to push Resme away.
Athletics.
Hey, what did I
This
do?
is on the ground.
Move,
too.
move. That's 20.
So, with a 20, I guess with her being prone on the ground here, you can't really effectively scoot her. She's not that light, and
What's
she's
your-
kind of out of it.
Actually, she's.
What's her fortitude save?
What's your 4 DC? I guess maybe a 20 would succeed. I just kind of assumed at this point.
No, it's like +6. I'm like.
Oh, well, you're really bad. Okay, so you would shove her a bit out of the way here, more towards Buford. Do you want to follow?
I would love to follow.
Moving up, taking the place in front here. Rur.
We're calling down some holy light again. Divine Lance with a session reroll for that 4.
I think the good is what we're after here.
You know what? We're gonna try the red dice. The red dice is new. We're gonna try this one. 25. I'll take it.
25 will hit.
4, 8. Good. 8 good
And
damage.
again, you feel as if it does even more as this light racks through him again, leaving a large burn. You can see it flash through with a massive wound that Dalren is cut inside him, racking him with pain as he twitches a bit on the ground, now mortally injured.
I'm gonna 5-foot step away from the lip
Please no.
because I feel like he's very not happy with me right now.
So, Resme, as Dalren just almost rolls you, slides you across the stone floor here. The good news is your own blood makes it easier to sort of slide you across the stone. So, it's working out.
Thanks for the assist, Dalren. I don't need to be able to see him to do this. And she'll once again drop another triple magic missile on
I have
him.
another one.
Oh yeah, it's a first level spell.
That's fair. All right.
Isn't the only requirement
All right,
of magic
sorcerer. I
missiles
was
is that
thinking
you
it was a wizard for some reason.
isn't the only requirement of magic missiles that you can see them?
Yeah, but I mean, she's right next to him.
I'm like right next to him.
And
Well, you
as
said I don't
uh,
have to see it.
Yeah.
I don't need
he's-
to know- I don't
He's
need-
focusing on biting at Dulren as he moves by and not at you as you do wizard stuff.
I do sorcerers.
Sorcerer stuff is the flavor of wizard stuff.
Look
It's
at
like
you over
Coke
there.
and Pepsi.
Look at you over there casting your divine
11.
magic.
11? Is it 11?
Yeah, it's 11.
It's not allowed to do magic missile.
Yeah, I
damage.
know, right? What is 7, 10,
Okay, so
yeah, no,
it's-
it's 10.
10?
Yeah,
No,
you were off by 1.
3, 3, and 2?
3, 2, 2.
No, it was a 3, a 3, and a 2.
Okay, 11.
All right, in that case, it's
So
11.
he takes 11 damage, 106 points into him. He gets up off the ground once more, just snarls, and swells in size to be even larger. Now filling near the whole of the cavern.
Huh.
Oh, that's just unfair.
A massive, truly hulking beast, almost 20 feet tall, and just balls his clawed hand together in a fist and smashes it down on Resme.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wait, we stood up. He doesn't have an action left.
Prone for the win!
Buddy!
I tried.
Haha, okay.
He's like right at your head.
My tiny little whip.
Wait,
I'm gonna try and trip him.
Is he huge?
I
now?
have.
He's huge now.
I have
You have
Titan Wrestler.
Yes!
For this purpose exactly.
I was gonna say you can't do that, but you have Titan Wrestler.
And that's for a 26.
26. As he goes to pull his fist up, you so inexplicably wrap the whole whip around his leg and grab the other end of it and just yank, his foot sliding on the flotsam and crashing down with cracking and shattering of wood and stone into his throne and his pile of rubble as it's crushed underneath him, prone.
And then I'm gonna step back a bit. I'm gonna be like, oh god. Resme, you better move.
Esvis.
You know it. You love it. It's coming. Hunter's aim.
Does he still get the height advantage bonus?
Yeah,
He's laying down still. I don't know.
No, he's huge now. I don't think there's no height advantage anymore.
He is laying on the ground.
He is prone.
I'll get that much at least. 29.
Hey.
29 will hit.
You scared me for a second there, like, oh, caveat. Uh-oh.
He got bigger, so did his AC.
Please don't. 7 more points of damage.
And as you, Hunter's aim, you take 2 actions to ready this shot as this massive beast falls into like a cloud of shrapnel and dust. You loose this final arrow into him. What happens?
Why are we alive?
Why are we still here?
As just to suffer. As he's falling down, and the hunter's aim just locking in, I just whisper under my breath, and just looking at the tat, just knowing where the brand is for Pharasma, and just saying thank you, and just loose this arrow to just stick straight in between his eyes.
And as this one strikes, his roaring turns to a brief, sharp howl of pain before he stops. He stops writhing. The massive body of Techlash falls still on the stone floor. An overwhelming silence falls over the cavern as the sounds of battle with this enormous being suddenly cease.
Hey, buddy, I just realized something. You spent the entire fight tech lashing him, and then Resme kind of falls backward on the ground.
Esvis just reaches out and puts a hand on Rur's shoulder. Thank you.
Oh, goodness gracious. What?
Many gods' blessings are upon us today.
We should go down to them
three
now.
of you, Dalrin.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That I've never seen a beast so vicious.
As Renali hurries over to the group of you. Are you okay? Alive?
Alive? Yes. Okay, maybe overstating
And
it.
looks at the rest of you. Ilumbo! Unquasenta?
You
And
want
kind
a
of
jack in the
pats
box?
pats her hips and shows empty hands.
Oh, I believe she's inquiring if we can heal ourselves. She says apparently she doesn't have magic
I have a
to
kit.
do so.
We can take care of this. It'll just. I'll walk. I'll
Does it stay
get
that
down
big?
the rope.
For now, the magic's the spell's still active.
Huh.
So as you pull out your healing kit and the group of you reconvene here on the cavern floor around the massive dead body of Teklash to lick your wounds for a moment.
I don't want to hear any more sass about my whip.
That's true.
I love your whip.
Yeah, thank
It
you.
saved our lives.
I think that's a good place for us to take our midstream break there, everybody. Oh boy. Yeah, no, that whip
Oh
may
my
be
God.
the whip and the Dalrin crit. The MVPs here working through the massive mountain of Barghest that is Teklash will scale.
We had a
And
lot
basically losing an action every turn to being
Yeah,
prone
it's
was
huge.
that is a pretty big deal right there.
I don't
We had a lot
have
of
any
high
more
rolling.
shield.
And your shockwave too. Yeah.
Well, I would have
The
had to keep
shockwave.
well, that was my plan, to keep agitating him and shockwaving him, but you just kept knocking him
Little did we
prone.
know,
So I'm like,
Iomadi's secondary holy weapon is a whip.
yeah.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, everybody. Stay tuned, and we are alive.
And we are alive.
Welcome back, everybody. After what was a truly harrowing encounter
Can't believe we're alive.
we have had, we have slain Teklash Yolskel, the greater Barghest lurking in the cage here. The Isilo that Renali has been warning us about as spooky, but we got there.
Now
We left off at our break immediately in the aftermath of him falling, medicine kits coming out, and an almost certain break that we're taking here. So I can't remember if I told you guys this, because I definitely told the Extinction Curse crew, but I found out, I think, 2 weeks ago after our last session. So both you guys and you guys, I'm not sure if we've had this discussion. You can actually use your medicine check
for an
as
hour.
a full hour. What we've been doing basically is, since you can only treat wounds every hour, you effectively are treating them the full time, but they only heal every hour or so. You can take the treat wounds action as an entire hour, and it just flat doubles the amount that you heal. That is an actual feature that you can do that I completely missed in the treat wounds skill. That everyone
Interesting.
completely missed in the treat wounds skill. So if you wish to rest a little longer, there is a longer term, much stronger tree wounds available.
It's
but
more efficient for me to consistently heal.
well, you have a different thing now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have something that works out. But as this as the cavern falls more silent, everyone kind of gathers around Resme's technically alive form. What are we doing?
Good
I'm
job,
gonna-
everyone.
I'm gonna sit down everybody who's been hurt in a line, and we're just gonna start taking care of them. And while doing that, I'm going to refocus my my focus spell for healing, which I don't remember the name of. Let me take a look.
Now, Dalrin,
I'm sorry, Rur, I can't really sit right now.
Yes.
No, you're fine.
so
Healer's blessing.
you see that crumpled piece of metal over there is my shield.
Yeah, he seemed to have chewed it up quite quite a bit.
It's in a couple pieces now, but
And your shield is
It may be a bit beyond my capacity, I'm
yeah.
afraid.
it is rent into numerous pieces.
On
and
the bright side,
scrap.
if he seems to take offerings of
Maybe
shields,
someone else.
maybe there's another one in this pile
Good
over
thinking.
here.
Good thinking.
Let me see what I can dig up.
Yeah.
Although we'll have to wait for that body to get out of the way first.
So
And-
who all is actually injured?
He clipped me a bit.
Perfect. That's the exact number of people I can take care of.
Everybody else. Renali never got hit either, so you and Renali are the only two that are untouched. He threw some slaps at everybody else.
Okay. Well, I'll go on ahead and roll a medicine check. We're going for trained to treat all of you, so that passes. That's
So you
not a crit, so.
All right, so you heal everyone for 2d8 as you pull out your medicine kit and start trying to help everyone. You get everyone kind of together, and Renali's
three.
for 3.
A 2 and a 1.
Oh, sick. So as you start to treat them,
I'm healing 4 people.
yeah, you are healing 4 people now. So you're trying to treat a lot of people at once, and clearly the quality of the rare brand medical treatment is declining. But supply, demand, economics, etc.
Yeah, metaphor for healthcare.
Oh, boy.
Renali's kind of watching as you're doing this and pokes through some of the pile here. And after some time, the massive hulking body of Teklash does kind of shrink itself back to its original size with a grating of wood and stone as all the crap underneath him is dragged together as his skin pulls back to his original form. But she's poking around and just kind of watching and waiting. And at some point when you're treating, she looks down the small tunnel that Resme had looked down as well. And Resme, you could hear, this small room, not home room.
The room is not a room?
Is room, is not home. And just kind of gestures around her.
The room isn't in the cave?
Oh, it's small, not large. Big for the, or maybe it's a room and not a cave.
She just kind of motions, she doesn't know what you're saying, but she motions over and points, and you just see down as well and
Look
look
into
at
it.
the same, like cellar-like carved rectangular room down at the bottom. with
Oh, it's actually like
stuff
rectangle. Like
on
someone
it.
actually made a
It is
room down here.
actually a room. Yes, it is. It's squared off. It's hewed. It's not perfect. It's rough, but it was clearly made. And down inside there are several oily tarps lumped over stuff. But it's an incredibly small tunnel to get into, and would require you to really squeeze through.
Rur, maybe you could take a peek in there.
Now, Rory, you could fit through this tunnel. It's small enough that it's still a little awkward to climb through, but it doesn't require you to make any kind of a check or anything.
All right. Well, in between running back and forth between all of you, I suppose I'll take a peek in there.
I mean, after the 10 minutes of treatment, you'd be able to head down there.
Yeah.
So you make your way down into the darkness below. As I imagine either you cast your own light spell or somebody above uses their magic to at least illuminate down the tunnel. And when you get down there, looking around, it's not well maintained. All these tarps are, again, ancient, kind of decrepit. They're oily and dingy. The whole room is a bit damp. But they seem to be drawn over just heaps, not boxes or barrels or anything really underneath.
I suppose I'll take a look around the room. I'll just give it a once over.
All right, so roll me a perception check.
28.
28 as you poke through here looking under some of the tarps. Underneath each one is stacks and stacks of bones and skulls. Just refuse and corpses.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Long abandoned, piled up underneath the tarps.
Are they
And
painted?
When you first lift one, it's probably a little unsettling. Down in this tiny dark hole, the ceiling here only about 5 feet tall. The chamber does not get taller as you get in there. Just lifting up a tarp to a mound of ancient dried bones tumbling out before you. almost all of them are just loose. They're not even skeletons anymore, just individual bones heaped together seemingly randomly. But some of them do still have bits of armor on them. You find a rib cage still contained within a full breastplate that's surprisingly kept its sheen, and a chain shirt draped around some bones and one clavicle heaped up on another side. And as you look through, you see little glimmers of other small objects in there as well, and pull out a couple other little interesting trinkets. What appears to be a wand of some kind, a strange small purple octagonal gemstone, a pair of fine leather gloves, and what looks like a little stone token shaped like one of those like big feather plume fans.
But it's like a little.
But it's little, yeah. It's like shaped on, like almost triangular rather than a straight feather.
Neat.
It's a weird array of strange things.
Rare, what's down there?
Bones. Lots of bones.
So
and
this
some-
thing had like a corpse collection?
might have had people that cleaned up for you and lived down here, but
Maybe in case it stepped on one of the skeletons arrayed around the throne, it had a replacement it could put together.
there's also some odds and bits. They look oddly well kept.
I
I'll
suppose everyone needs a hobby.
bring them out, but there's a lot. It might take a couple trips.
Okay.
So you spend the next probably 5 or 10 minutes trying to get all the bits out of here that seem like they're useful or valuable anyway and aren't just errant ancient bones rotting away at the bottom of a cave. And you end up with that breastplate, chain shirt, the strange fan token, the purple gem, the leather gloves, and a wand. It's a decent pile of things. Quickly between the two of you, you would be able to identify that every item here is magical. Hence explaining how they were able to survive however long they've just been down here abandoned without decaying or losing their form.
No shield down there, I guess.
Not that I found.
Oh, maybe
But-
the throne pile.
Resume, I'll leave these to you. Please don't stray far. I do still need to tend to you. And I'll go ahead and get back to my duties.
So yeah, you can do it every like 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off,
Yep.
right? So as you come back out with all this, I mean, you can look through them because you identify things in a minute. You can look through them as he's treating everyone, continuing to treat everyone. And Renali would very eagerly watch whatever it is that you're doing. So go and roll me a medicine check.
Expert.
Ooh, big medicine.
Reroll. Because halfling luck.
Bigger medicine.
Reroll because hero point and I don't want to hurt someone.
Biggest medicine.
Wait,
Pull a Tyrannus.
I'm
now.
healing people. I should be using the red dice.
What are you doing?
Perfect. Yeah, 25. So everyone heals for 2d8 plus 10. 16.
All right.
Work.
So everyone will get 16 more health as Resme starts to pick through these. So what skill are you using to identify all these various items here?
Arcana.
Arcana, which is
Plus.
It's gonna be +9.
+9. Alrighty. So looking through the two sets of armor, the breastplate first being the largest object there is just naturally drawn to look over. And oddly, you can't really find any sign of what magic there is in it. There's a faint blue shimmer. Surely it's abjuration of some kind, but you can't determine what. You don't see any runes or anything visibly set in this. So you set it aside for now.
Maybe divine.
The chain shirt, however, is much simpler. It's set into the clasp up high in the back is a potency rune. So the chain shirt is simply +1. It's just a chain shirt that's +1, better at everything else. It's you have an armor in at this point, right? Somebody has an armor in. Do you have? Is it in?
I
your-
don't think anyone has
It
an
was in
armor.
that. It was in that.
Oh, the
leather.
leather armor.
Yeah, we haven't
Oh
gotten
right,
it
you
yet.
have one, but it hasn't been put in.
We haven't
yet.
gotten it out yet.
You now have a second one as well. It's this chain shirt also.
Ooh,
There's
it's a
one.
chain shirt.
Looking through the rest, the strange little token of the fan feather, whatever it is. Oh, I did an oopsie.
Oopsie.
I did an oopsie. That's first edition. That's not what I want. I want the second edition version. There we go. What level are you? Oh, they're all different depending on which thing it is.
We're level 4.
Doesn't matter what level you are. All right. Exactly enough. 19. This is an animated token, basically. It has a bit of conjuration magic in it, and these are known as feather tokens. There's an entire assortment of them. They're probably one of the more common magical items that exist, though this one is a bit more powerful than some of the ones you would normally find. You give this a direction, and it will immediately activate the magic of the feather fan inside of it and blast wind that way. Functionally, it's a equivalent to like using your own like fairly powerful magic to conjure when it's not like a gentle breeze that goes out or anything. It is fairly strong, but it is only usable one single time. Once it's activated, it will crumble away, leaving near nothing behind.
This is worth money, but not of any particular use to us, since I can do it anyway, and this thing can only do it once.
Love it.
Cha-ching.
The gemstone has an enchantment aura. A pink shimmer around it, which you identify to be yet another talisman that could be set into a weapon. Though this one seems to have an oddly specific activation condition. It's tied to a particular technique that nobody in the party knows. But anybody at the moment, I don't believe anyway, I could be wrong. Anybody who uses Intimidating Strike can activate this gem to enhance that effect. But I don't believe anybody has that. Is that
Not yet, no.
Oh yeah, I've been investing a lot into martial feats, specifically for
Intimidating Strike specifically,
Yeah.
I figured was what you were going for.
I thought you have halfling feet.
This band-aid's coming for you.
I got big feats.
No, but as you get further down the line here, it gets to something much more interesting. The leather gloves. They seem to be fairly fine and mostly standard originally. They were just covered in kind of a layer of grime and dust, and when cleaned off as you're looking them over, are actually a stark, almost sterile white. And these would enhance your ability to heal others through mundane means. They would just give you a constant bonus to medicine checks. And as an additional bonus, the necromantic magic inside them can be activated as a single action once per day to heal them instantly.
I wonder who's gonna make a good use of those.
I don't know if these will fit you. They might be a little big, and you might
Well,
have to
the good
kind
news,
of...
almost everything down there actually looks like it's sized for something much smaller, like a goblin. There, it would be actually kind of a tight squeeze for you guys to fit into the breastplate or the chain shirt. So the gloves are actually great for a halfling.
Fantastic.
I was kind of looking forward to having him go like this.
While I'm healing you, like the ends of my fingers are all bent because the gloves are too big.
So if you want to mark down for simplicity's sake, you have a +1 item bonus to medicine checks now. That's just a thing that you constantly have.
Is it invested or?
It is invested, yes.
Fantastic.
I don't think we've come anywhere near needing to worry about that quite yet, but
Well,
it
let's
is an
keep track.
invested item. Yeah, I mean, once we get to the point where someone could conceivably have 10 invested items on them, we'll worry about it. But for the time being, we're just still picking up our first magical weapons and armor.
It's just of interest.
And the wand, you can't identify exactly what it does. It is clearly a wand. It's keyed to some conjuration spell, but you can't suss out exactly what. It's kind of older magic, and magic, like all other sciences, does improve and change a bit over time. And I mean, you're a sorcerer / druid. None of your magic was really studying anyway. It just sort of happens. So you're not the greatest at identifying trigger items like this.
You guys aren't gonna believe this.
Huh?
You know what this is?
What, the wand in your hand?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's a wand.
You don't know what it does, do you?
Nope.
I guess I could give it a shot.
No, don't touch it. Don't even breathe on it. You don't touch a magical item when you don't know what it is. Who taught you?
Well, I actually...
No.
I just happened to know someone a way back who did actually go and teach me things.
I'm gonna lay down again.
I guess I'll take the wand and turn it over and see if I can dredge up my century-old memory and see if I can remember something about
So this is
thing.
going to take you 10 minutes to look this thing
Gotta
over,
dust
which
the
you can
cobwebs
do,
out of my
which
ear.
will be a little after he finishes treating everyone here. What modifier are you using for this?
Arcana is a +8 for me.
You actually totally can. This is a wand of web.
Ah,
How convenient in the place we are.
Thematically appropriate, I think, is the wording that we're looking for here. Fitting, even.
wand of web. Ah, it casts spider webs. Ah, I recall seeing one of these things. Oh, goodness gracious. Must have been back in, 3049 or
Oh,
so.
please tell me I have a concussion.
You could very well have one. I haven't.
Renali, as you're looking through all your things, and you look over that, like, she looks through everything in a minute or two and puts it down and explains what it does for moving on to the next thing. And you have this for like 3 or 4 minutes, and Renali turns to Resme. He no Ilumbo.
No, but he's old and he's been a lot of places. And he will talk all day about it. All day. Like,
That is good to have interest. Knowledge is to be valued.
you don't actually speak common, so you don't have to listen to it.
And she says this in common. I little Ninaska.
He,
Upa little.
my teacher. I really care about him. But when my head hurts like this, it's a little annoying.
Like true friends.
Renavo's daughter teach me little.
Oh, Renavo's daughter speaks common.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Someday we Ingosi, I return home. You come. She Ukrastwa,
You're inviting us?
my home.
Thank you.
Someday.
Someday.
First, this. Still art Cinderclaws.
Down?
Down.
I'm gonna need a nap before we go down.
Just kind of shrugs.
This?
You, and yeah, she looks you over. You, very ukuzi kanya.
Loud and obnoxious?
Maybe, maybe.
I've heard that a lot.
So, how's everyone looking after the 30 minutes?
Really
of
good.
resting and
I'm
healing?
fine. He only hit me with that one bite and was nice enough to not critical me.
I don't have that many hit points to begin with, so I'm like too short.
So after 30 minutes of
Practically topped off.
treatment here from Brewer, yeah, everyone is looking dramatically better. Everyone's looking greatly improved here. And again, you are a very talented medic.
I am even more talented now.
Wizard fingers.
I wonder if the chain shirt's actually better than what I'm wearing. I'll look into it later. Looking through the pile of junk that he's gone and piled up to make his throne, is there anything that's remotely shield-like?
It just looks like garbage. It's stone and broken bits of furniture. And all the broken bits of furniture that he brought here seem to have come from other chairs. It seems like however long the Teklash spent here, he kept bringing chairs that he liked more and just smashing the previous one and putting the new one on top, which has slowly built this pile of wooden shards and fragments that his current, now also smashed throne rested atop.
I feel like the habits of his chair destruction led to his downfall.
So where are we going now?
What did he say?
You don't want to know. He's been
Wand of
hang-
web.
Betrayal.
He's been
appear
hanging.
to be in a sticky situation.
He's been hanging around me too often. It's starting to rub off.
I wish I could understand more of your Taldane is word? And you don't understand Taldane, that's the language you speak.
You don't speak Elvish?
No. Never learned.
Maybe I'll teach you when I come to your home.
The Ekujai offered. Too much work.
I can appreciate that.
Are we betting?
Might be wise.
What are we betting on?
About 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, bedding. Okay. Yeah, sure. I could use a nap.
So, you had spent most of them. It would be early afternoon. Not that there's any great way to tell time other than your own fatigue down here after you traveled through miles of those caverns before. It took you the better part of the day to reach this far. So, yeah, certainly returning the way you came is no quick option. And this cave, while not fantastic and now largely occupied by a massive dead greater Barghest, isn't the best thing in the world. Well,
There are worse things.
it's something. You would be able to climb back up onto the 10-foot bluffs through which you entered the room without too much difficulty, but before that is spiders. And
Yeah.
this room does seem to be barren as far as massive draping spider webs are concerned. So, maybe that's an improvement. As unpleasant as it may be,
There's a giant pile of kindling right there. We could make a nice fire.
it does seem to be the best option for resting at the moment.
The
And yeah, you
Barghest-
do have plenty of kindling.
The Barghest itself didn't have anything, did it?
No, the Barghest itself did not have any kind of equipment or anything. It does not carry gear into battle. It just fights with tooth and claw and its own magic.
Esphus would like to do his standard trophy take gift buddy.
All right, fair enough. What would you like from this greater Barghest? Because he does have, he's got some things on him of interest. He does have a couple of things that seem to be more ceremonial. He's not naked. He's not a naked Barghest. He's got a pauldron strapped across one shoulder that seems to have been cobbled together from a couple of smaller ones. That's more to hold a piece of red cloth, almost like a shawl, over half of his body in place. It's now been shredded by your attacks. And he does have a few earrings pierced into one of his large bat-like ears.
But he also has teeth.
But he also has teeth. And he's got pretty massive fangs jutting down.
I will take the 2 largest fangs, and those will be gifted to Buddy.
Man, this is gonna make the best story. You don't
You
know.
got, what is your
Thank
assortment
you.
of teeth at this point?
It's pretty. Actually, I gave the last 3 to the boys, so they have currently got a necklace that they've been showing off to all their friends. But it's got 3 each currently, so it's gonna be 4 soon. Quite the collection.
Adding to the nice pile of trophies here.
I don't suppose it would be hard for you to take the earrings, would it?
Just take the whole ear off.
That's kind of gross. Can't you just take the earring out?
Pretty sure earrings just come out, don't they?
Yeah, it would not be difficult.
not
to
like
take
they
the
forged
regular
it on
earrings.
there.
Yeah, it's not like, forged bolted together in his ear.
How big is the earring?
The earrings are actually normal sized. They're just punched through the lower flap of his long ears. Just
I don't know if
So
you
like
want
that?
to put those
Yeah,
on.
I mean, they're like fairly large hoops, but they're like hoops that would fit on a normal person. They
Okay.
weren't like made for a greater Barghest. He doesn't commission his own jewelry.
That's a shame.
I'm not in the business of taking things like that. This is strictly for Buddy and his boys. This, I'll carry with me when I walk my path.
No, I don't mean for that. I want the earrings to give to somebody.
By all means, it's all yours.
Ugh, all right. It shouldn't be that hard. The earrings just
They
come
just
off?
come off. They're
Are
just
there 2 of
earrings.
them?
There are 2 of them. They're both in the same ear, but you just have 2.
Perfect.
Phrasma's gonna be real confused when a bunch of toothless monsters walk into her domain.
Because I actually have a token.
Does it actually
for it.
work
It's
that
not
way?
huge, but
She might know it was me.
I figure, hey, that makes sense too.
So, with nothing left but to wait for the rest of the afternoon, Renali expresses that, again, she's been here for many nights and has no trouble waiting one more to deal with the Cinderclaws below. But she doesn't stay in this cavern. She says it unsettling, uncomfortable, doesn't like it.
I understand.
Wants to go back to her spider place.
She crawls back up the southern ledge using the rope that you assume at some point. Are you bringing that back down, or?
Well, I'd like to keep it with me. Just
If you brought it back down, she wouldn't leave until a bit later. If you brought it back down, she actually seems to be able to climb up the rock face herself with no real difficulty. Up onto the top before waving to everyone and then just disappearing back in the darkness above the cliff, leaving you all to rest for the rest of the evening. So you have plenty of time to continue treating whatever minor injuries you have. There's
Put
no
some
real
Band-Aids
concerns
on.
there. Yeah, you got Band-Aids. You can deal with all of that. So everyone will easily be brought up to full health by this.
That'll clear your wounded, right?
Yeah, the wounded got cleared by literally the first medicine check. Because a medicine check.
Oh, any treat wounds cures
any
the
treat
wounds.
wounds, any
Yeah,
successful treat wounds for his wounded.
Which I can now do instantly to one person.
It's pretty cool. Does anyone want the Wand of Web, by the way, just in case?
I'll take it.
It's crowd control. How do the gloves work? Is it just a medicine
Are you
check
gonna give it
done
to
as a
Absolutely.
single
I
action?
can't use it.
The single action activates the magic. It's magic in the glove, so it is a magical healing. It's basically
like a heal
it's a specific one action heal.
Okay.
That you do have to touch them, but it
Gotcha.
is a specific one action heal. So it's almost battle. It's almost a second battle medicine, but you only get it once per day, and it's magical instead of battle medicine. There's nothing. You don't need a check or anything. So,
Buddy, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure thing.
Well, actually, I don't have to hide this anymore, since while we're betting and getting focused down, I had mentioned earlier that I have been in these caves before. I have been in similar paths, and I've told you a little bit that I made a promise to a friend a long time ago as to why I go out on these adventures. These caves do eventually lead to the Darklands. There are a lot of winding paths to make it here. And when I was younger, and thinking that I was an adventurer following in my grandfather's footsteps, I took it upon myself to be the guide and the ranger for a group of humans and others. Dalrin, I don't think you remember this. You may have been in your studies while you were in Breach Hill, but I came back alone. And when I came back alone, the thing is, I don't remember it at all. I remember passing out unconscious in one of these types of caves with the bodies of my friends around me. And when I came back, my family told me I came with a cart with their bodies stacked in it, and I was otherwise alone. And when I awoke, and he'll point to his eyes and then point to the brand that's hidden by his armor. I bore this. And ever since then, I have dedicated myself after facing the undead and after facing those who practice necromantic magic, not in the way that you do, Rur, that I dedicated myself to her. So I have been on edge since we have come here, and staring at that thing has reminded me that I came close to losing another set of friends when I promised I would bring everyone home.
Oh.
Well, we're glad to have you here. You're an excellent protector.
And thank you for sharing your story. Seems a bit morbid, I suppose, to be here with this beast here, and certainly it was harrowing, but,
Well, and you know, Isvis, no matter what happens, you'll always bring us home.
I intend to do just that.
Esvis,
hopefully we won't need the cart, though.
I know you are a worshiper of Pharasma, and I know who Pharasma is, and you're always talking about paths, but I'm not really sure what it means, and I don't want to insult you by saying something stupid just because I don't know what it means. Can you just explain it to me? Simply, as much as you want.
As a ranger, as a guide, I view it as when I am guiding someone that I am taking them on a path. When, from my understanding in my limited readings, certainly not as researched as Rur or Dalren, my understanding of it is that when Pharasma calls souls home, when we die, we walk our path to her to be judged. And so we can do so alone, or we can do so with the memories of the good things that we had. But this necromancy, why I despised Vaz so much, is to me, she stole them from the path. Those beings never got the opportunity to finish walking, to go to whatever paradise or punishment they may deserve.
Alright, your antipathy makes a lot more sense now. I can understand that.
But if I can help it, none of you are walking that path anytime soon.
Well, that's good, because I'm not ready to go.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I haven't finished my book yet.
Well, between the two of us here, I'm sure no one will be leaving us anytime soon.
Good. In that case, I'm going to go find a spot and sulk.
Find a dark corner.
Well, there's no shortage of dark corners here in the cave.
If you want the utmost of darkest corners, go down there with all the bones.
You just crawl down to the tiny hole. I mean, the 5-foot high little rectangle, and just curl up down there and seethe and be there.
He's brooding. It's fine.
It's maximized brooding.
Instead of a
actually.
pillow fort, he'll build a bone fort.
Just put a heap in front of the passageway that leads in.
No
so we can
humans
have his
allowed.
peace. So you spend the evening here kind of stuck alone until eventually fatigue does start to rise and you set up your watches and sleep for what is assumedly the night.
It's our night. That's what matters.
Yeah, it doesn't super matter. And then whoever's on last watch waiting, Renali comes back out at the top ledge. And you would just see in either the magic or the torch of whoever's got whatever it is, making sure nothing awful is going to come up out of these caves and Crater Barghest you while you're sleeping.
I'll take last watch and I'll have the ever-burning torch from the...
Okay, so you've got a torch. And you see her up on the ledge and she looks down and kind of smiles and just waves down to you before climbing back down the face as easily as she'd climbed up it.
At first, just...
Climbs down like a regular person.
So if she came down head first, I think it's time to wake everyone up because we have another bark.
And she comes up and sees the rest of everybody sleeping and looks to Esvis. When Elathi. Cha. Renali?
Esvis.
Esvis. Chana ekujai. Asosa. Cha. No. No. Esvis. No. Ekujai. She gestures at the group of people sleeping. No Ekujai. Ekujai elf. No. No Yebo. Just thinking really hard, trying to remember what bits of common she got taught and probably didn't pay attention to
And
literally at all.
And I'll go over and very gently put a hand on Resume's shoulder and kind of...
5 more minutes.
Afraid not.
Oh.
Make her stop
Oh.
talking to me.
She shakes her head. Ja, ja.
Oh. Hi, Molly.
Menoka. And as you wake up, oh, hello.
Hi.
I sorry, Espas. I asked Elf kind.
Mm.
You're not Ekujai, but you were something.
So, elves came from another place.
From many places.
From many places, but we split up all over the world. We don't have one place to call our own. No home.
No. Isigubi.
No tribe. No
tribe.
no tribe.
No chief.
No. So we mixed with other tribes. And so we are all different now.
You know many things of history.
Yes.
Is good. Is wise. I never study history.
My brothers, my family also.
I may like them.
Oh, you would most definitely like them.
So the rest of you start to kind of wake up here as Resme and Renali are talking with Esphus, and I guess coming around, getting everybody ready. You got an hour in the morning to prepare your various magics, and Renali will leave you alone long enough for you to ready your spells. Sheem seems to already be up and prepared to go, but you do kind of, by nature of necessity, take a longer time preparing with just the merit of taking all of your watches, because everyone needs 8 hours of sleep, and everyone's got to be up for a couple hours to watch. So that makes sense for Renali to be up a little earlier than the rest of you. Also, it's possible she's completely lost any concept of time with how long she's been in the games. Time is a meaningless void to Renali at this point. But,
We're gonna go out at like 2 in the afternoon. She's gonna be like, oh, it's bedtime.
she didn't see the sun since the dawn of time. You guys thought you had it bad in the Citadel basement. Renali's been here for weeks. So, with your preparations, your daily readying, Buford sadly still without a shield.
Strap a couple boards to your arm.
I tried. He wouldn't let me.
There's just nothing he can do.
Sad little lantern archon just kind of invisibly circling your head.
Bring one of the strips of metal with me. It's like a twirling like thing.
Actually-
put
Hold
in
it
my
in
pocket.
front of you.
There-
Like a seat of a chair.
Yeah.
Actually, there is literally a spell that creates a little storm cloud that follows somebody around for like a couple of hours all day, just like raining
Because of
on
course
them.
there is.
It's just called Be a Dick. That's
I cast asshole.
That's what happened to Buddy. Buddy just is Eeyore for like the next 2 hours.
So I'm gonna bring us back over to the caverns here, and bring us generally into the travel nugget. And well, you could easily see from the area down below, from Brewer's time in there, that it also seems to lead immediately back into this other larger passage to the north. So there's no real value in everyone trying to squirm their way in there if it's all going to head to the
I
same
definitely
place.
wouldn't have told them that it goes the other way
twice.
and tried to convince them to squeeze through.
All right, well, that definitely
I'm not telling them it doesn't, but I think it would be funny to watch them come join me in the small room for a minute. So I'm not going to say that it goes around.
After a possible feud, what's your deception modifier even?
Like 2.
Saren
9.
Rain Priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 9.
Why?
But why?
What are you doing?
No one expects him to lie. He's
That's
a Saren Ray
I
priest.
can't lie.
But you cannot say anything.
Exactly.
You can omit information. That's legal. So
Especially if it's funny.
Yeah, so
the group of you make your way
16.
down this tunnel. which does narrow out
I don't think that beats anybody, actually.
pretty severely for a while. It's perception DC. There's no way that beats anybody. As it passes by that strange little bone storage cellar before finally opening back up into a larger chamber here. Now, who's got light on them? Because I got to give
Apparently
you guys some
nobody.
lights.
I'll cast light on myself.
Rur is the light boy.
Put it on the fighter.
Put it on you.
Okay.
And light through fog. And Dalren is the light boy with light through fog. And
Can we just leave it like that?
I wanted to have
it's funny when I turn. I don't know why.
Always put the light on the guy.
And
who's
the
gonna
one
be
thing I
running
forgot
in.
to put on my overlay was the Arkenforge logo. So anyone curious about this tabletop, it's Arkenforge. It's great. Its only downside is it's not online. It's meant for exactly what we do here, where we have a monitor in the center of the table that we're just using as our display. But oh man, it's great. This is kind of funny when you turn the light on. It is like at 10 times gamma until you move the token briefly, and it's like, all right, I'm not supposed to be blaming.
maximum lumens.
But you can finally reveal a bit of a chamber widening about 50 feet beyond where you had dealt with Techlash. And it drops downwards, almost in a series of these 10-foot chunks, just like the ledges up behind it done. A little shallower, but still fairly sheer. It'll take a bit of effort to clamber down. Like a massive, oversized staircase, just heading down into the darkness. At the very edge of your vision, you, at the far end of the light, can see a bit of glimmering bluish color. Not just on the floor, but wrapping up the walls and the ceiling as well. And as you move a little further forward, your light revealing more of this strange cavern, you see what almost looks like a field of very fine grass. Incredibly thin hair-like filaments of some kind of fungus or growth that has just taken hold, coating the inside of the cavern on the level about 20 feet down below. They have... It almost seems like a glow to them as your light hits them, but you couldn't see them before your light came into view, so it must be a reflection. But it's a strong one. And as your light starts to catch the front row of them, it's almost magnified and refracted throughout the whole field, illuminating all of the back side of the cave and giving the whole area an almost strange and dreamlike appearance.
Huh.
Well, this place is pretty cool.
There's a gap in the floor at the bottom of this chamber where about a 7-foot wide hole opens in the ground, seeming to be the only way the tunnel continues. As you get to the edge of this phase here, Vinali points down towards the hole. Cinderclaws.
That's where the Cinderclaws are.
Okay.
And the Ingosi.
And the portal.
Do I know anything about that grass?
So what are we doing? Are we doing the yield and classic? You're on high alert looking around.
I
You-
guess
I'm
I'm
not
just
detecting
looking
magic here because
around.
it's too loud.
Yeah.
Like I don't want
You
to.
got it. You don't have a shield up! What's Buford? He doesn't have a shield to keep
Pouting.
raised.
I'll scout.
He'll scout. Buford, what are you doing?
Pout.
Guess I'm just gonna search,
Scouting and pouting.
Just looking.
look around,
Tears in his eyes.
Hammer in one hand,
whip
whip
in the other.
Ready for action.
That's
You're
exactly
gonna
it.
be recalling knowledge. So, go ahead and, give me a nature check there, think man.
18.
With an 18, it definitely looks like a fungus that has grown out, but it is a strange one, a rare one that you don't recognize. Seeing as you know several things about where you're heading down here and what Alseta's ring, if it is below, might be, it's very possible that either the magic or the existence of the portal itself has allowed spores to come through and spread something else from faraway lands throughout the cave. They're certainly beautiful.
Doran's gonna pick up a rock off the ground and just kind of pitch it into the middle of it and just see what happens.
So as you toss a rock, it clatters down through the faintly, almost glimmering strands. They seem to be weightless as they appear. And whatever the rock hits is just knocked and waved aside. As you see it just kind of tumble through, leaving a little bit of a path. They don't turn into any kind of a giant monster or grapple at it, or no plants stand up and walk toward it.
Okay,
Uh,
it's not
but-
Blackstone. but man, I'm scarred, man. I don't trust stuff like this
I am
anymore.
But why
scarred
don't
too.
the-
Plants were creepy.
Why don't the three of you that are searching all make me perception checks as he tosses it down?
20 as a 17.
That's a 21.
21?
22.
The 22, as you can look down there, you can tell that although they are incredibly thin fibers, almost like hairs, the rock doesn't destroy them. So they're a little stronger than they look, as it just casts them aside, but they don't seem to be the nuts. This isn't Plague Stone. They're not sentient. They don't react any way other than physically being pushed aside by the rock itself. And the sound, while it echoes through the chamber, is met with nothing following it. Nothing seems to respond to the noise or the motion of the pebble.
It's nice when things that are inert, that are supposed to be inert, actually don't move.
Well, don't count your chickens.
Why would I count chickens?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, so.
It's a phrase.
Oh,
Of course it's a phrase. You've never heard? Wow, man. I don't know where you grew up, but put my hand on your shoulder. It's okay. I'm sure your life will be better now.
Yes,
That
now
you
that-
know about chicken counting.
now that I have chickens in my life, everything will be okay.
She also has
Sure
a name on
is.
his coleslaw, so.
Renali just kind of goes ahead of you here and just starts climbing down these.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not dealing with it.
I'm not dealing with these
She
nerds.
has no idea what you're talking about, but she just starts climbing down before you.
Oh, perfect.
We're talking about chickens.
Heading out to the other face and turns around, just kind of looking up at you, say, looking at chickens.
Talking about chickens.
What is... what is chicken?
An animal that you eat.
Okay, I'm following after this lady.
Yeah, let's just go.
Alrighty, so now here, this
Nothing to be gained here.
this place is kind of
Says you.
smooth. There's not up in the upper area here any sort of stalagmites or anything. It'd be easy to hang a grappling hook around. But there are 5 of you, and you could all work together to help each other down easily enough on this bottom patch.
Throw me
And then
down.
Football.
Renali climbs down and heads around to the back side of the hole here, as the group of you work your way down onto the sledge just above the strange shimmering blue fungus. And as the light comes much closer, they refract that much brighter. The room now almost mesmerizing as you climb down the final step here onto the bottom. And as you do, everybody make me a reflex save.
I knew it.
Hey, it's
Hey.
26.
It's 22.
19.
27.
16.
19, 16, 22, 20
27.
bazillion, 20
27.
bazillion. Okay. So as you climb down into this and you start to move through it, you very quickly notice there is, in fact, a reaction to you moving through it. It's just very minor. When these are disturbed, they release an incredibly fine cloud, almost like a barely visible dust glittering in a torchlight. And as you 3 quickly kind of move away from this, Esvis, who is at the moment helping Rur down, does not really have
I'm
that
at like
luxury.
face level to these clouds. They just hit me.
So you are both hit by these spores, which are fantastically itchy. Spectacularly itchy.
You have poison ivy.
Contact dermatitis. Enjoy.
As they kind of coat you here, both of you are going to get several nice cards.
Oh god.
You are now itchy one.
So first of all, this powder is just as reflective as the fungus themselves and makes you glimmer
We are luminous.
brightly. You are luminous.
Yes.
You have become the sun.
I see no downsides to this.
But also, as this kind of itchiness overwhelms you a bit, like a very severe allergic reaction, you are both sickened and stupefied. It is a slightly modified sicken
These are-
in that you can ingest things, but you cannot retch to reduce it.
I've got too much armor I can't get through.
Well, I guess
Is
we
it
could
just
go.
one?
Whoa, Esphus,
Second
you're
one,
looking.
yeah. Second one, stupefied one.
Okay.
Esphus, you okay? You're swaying like a daisy.
Huh?
Wow. I think. Oh God.
Scratch.
You know, as they itch, you can also see.
Ears.
Esphus, not right now.
Renali's walked all through this with no problem, and she looks very confused over the pair of you. And there's the resume. What's wrong?
Apparently the plants don't like them.
Esphus.
Are they okay?
I have never touched my
Depends.
ears like this before, and it's getting the itch off so good.
Try to prestidigitation it off of them.
So
I just can't keep it on.
you cast a prestidigitation and start, and it seems to have very minimal effect because it's quite obvious. They're covered in glistening glitter.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm just trying to see if I can
It's-
get the glitter off of them.
It's barely doing anything.
Huh.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed how your fingers glow like this?
Oh no.
Maybe we should get them out of here.
Yeah, we need to move.
And Renali points the hole in front of you.
They're so bright.
I know.
No, the one time we decided not to burn a path in front of us.
You.
I'm not
pick
gonna
him
lie, I
up.
was tempted.
You need to pick him up. You need to take his hand because they can't do anything
So this
right
hole descends nearly straight down, and holding a torch or a light spell up over it, you can see the ground pretty far below. This is almost a 20-foot dead drop.
Huh.
And as Renali looks over the group of them, doing whatever it is they're doing, and turns to the group of you. Cinderclaws.
Oh, it's a new day.
now.
Now, the insides of this tunnel are sort of rough, but rough in that
Climbing
they
kit.
wave a bit. There aren't really any protruding stones or easy handholds or anything.
got
It'd be
one.
quite hard to climb down it,
Climbing kit,
Lovely.
Python, make
Right.
an anchor for a rope.
of course. And so you set that up. You get an anchor set down, and who is going down first?
I'll take it first, and I'll take Rur with me.
So you don't have any lights.
I mean, I
Yeah.
usually do.
I'm a
Oh,
light.
do you have light now?
Yeah, he has light for
I have
me.
it on Espis and Beeford right now. Was who I thought had it.
No,
no.
not Espis.
Exact opposite.
Exact opposite.
Espis and
We're-
Resme was who I had it on. Or,
No.
I mean, Rur and Resme. I just said the wrong name.
No, it's
Yeah, we're in Dalren.
fighter.
Okay, let me put it on Dalren.
Don't you know you always like the fighter?
Okay, Rur and Dalren have got lights. And so they have all of your light as the two of them work their way down the rope together.
Carrying the baby.
Carrying the very itchy baby. Still, I mean, he seems like visibly out of it a bit. Yeah, it is stupefied, so like bad things are happening here.
I'm way too focused on the itching. I don't have enough time to care about other things.
Now, what's interesting is at the bottom of the tunnel, as you start to make your way down, what looked at first like a slightly discolored smooth stone floor, maybe another layer of Galarian's crust here, is actually tiles.
Huh.
You are descending into what is certainly no longer a cavern.
Sub-basement of the Citadel, perhaps.
And as you come down, it starts to reveal a bit more of the room below you. Tiled off-white floors, covered in dust and rubble from what must be centuries. And the entryway to what looks like it was a complex of various rooms. Its walls largely now damaged, destroyed, obliterated, allowing you to pretty easily see throughout the entire area. And it's anyone's guess what exactly this was for, or was built originally for. But in a couple of places where walls are still intact enough to see, there are very delicate carvings and embossing across these walls. They don't seem to depict anything in particular, but they're very skillfully made. So whoever crafted this were true artisans at stonework. And you can see at the edge of your light, this continues off at the far end to the southwest into another chamber. But before you, you see something a little more interesting. Cinderclaw cultists
That's not interesting.
spread throughout the room. As you come to the bottom of the rope, the two of you can see in front of you, they have arranged around, barring almost a line of bodies, your side of the room, from behind them. 2 boggards nearest in front of you, clubs raised cautiously, no idea what's coming down this rope. And further behind them, a couple more of the simian creatures, the small monkeys you'd fought in the Altarian basement. And forward, just barely into the visible light, steps one of their number. But this one looks a bit different. He has large wooden pauldrons and chainmail drawn around his body. He sets off a small amount of light as he has what appears to be smoldering gauntlet at his hand, illuminating some of the area around him just a little. He steps forward, a hatchet in one hand, the smoking gauntlet in the other. Ukasa motweka no Cinderclaws! Oka de Hawk! Oka Isita! And now up top, you could barely hear a voice kind of echoing up the tunnel. And Renali's eyes go wide. She's up there and she just motions the tunnel. Go! Go! Into Resme.
So Dalren's gonna put Rur down and reach into a bag, and he's gonna pull out a Cinderclaw amulet, and he's going to present it. And as he walks forward, he's gonna bark out, actually in Draconic, "Do you bar the way of the one who owns this?"
And the
Might set them back a bit.
The one in the front steps to the side. The boggards look a little confused, and they look back to the guy with the glowing gauntlet. He kind of strides parallel to you and looks over at you with a grin. You take from our fallen Gludvarge Malarunk, and beats his chest. And the everyone else in the cavern also beats their chest. Malarunk as one. We'll have vengeance for Dehak and for our fallen. Kill him! Ukasta! And the enemies will rush forward, as I
that sounds
imagine
bad.
up above.
We're good. Yeah, Asmus at the top. Oh, yeah, he's in trouble.
You guys ready to hurry down the slope?
I'm thinking we should roll initiative.
Yes. You should all definitely roll initiative.
Everyone gets a +1 from me.
Ears and all.
That sounds like it could be bad.
Are you guys okay down there?
Today.
Okie dokie. So I need to roll a couple of different things here. Bear with me, because I got little monkeys, and I got boggards, and I have their leader. Got lots of stuff. So let's start with you guys. Rare.
13.
Yep, that sounds about right. You get mine sick, and does reduce your initiative roll as well.
12.
This is pretty much -1 to all checks and DCs. Dalren.
I've got I totally just did math, I promise you. Sorry, +1. 23.
23. Alrighty. Esmus, also second, the -1.
With the -1 to also 23.
Okay, who wants to go first? You two.
You go first.
Probably the guy who's
probably
down
should
there.
go first, yeah.
The guy who isn't starry-eyed.
Buddy,
31.
how is this happening? What is your initiative modifier?
Well, I have initiative bonus. I took initiative, whatever that initiative
Improved
was.
initiative.
Improved initiative.
Okay. Resme.
I also rolled 19.
A lowly 27.
27. What a child. What a weird baby. Let me get Renali up in here. Renali gonna be getting a 21. Putting her right in the middle here. That's what's back in potato land.
I feel like there's going to be a lot possibly right here.
Possibly right there. Okay, so let me
It's kind of a decent sized gap.
do the little monkeys. Monkeys. They are not fast. Monkeys who died at the very bottom, as they were very confused by your introduction there.
Good.
Boggards are going to be just barely above in here. And their leader with a 30 is going to come in right behind Buddy. Gludvarge Malarunk.
Hey,
Nice.
there he is.
The Cinderclaw leader. Buddy,
Well, I need to get down that hole.
you sure do. So,
You just hear,
Kaboom!
I accidentally break my neck. Never to be seen from.
Superhero landing.
Buddy.
I'm
you doing?
going to try and get down the hole as fast as I can.
All right, well, you're gonna start climbing down the rope. Make me an athletics check. Now you have to. I'll give you. You don't have your weapons in your hand right now because you're getting ready to climb down. So you have 2 free hands to do it.
Alright. So,
Now, it's a rope, so it's fairly easy to get down.
so that's a 24.
24 is going to critically succeed. So what's your speed? 25, I imagine.
It's 25.
So you will move 10 feet halfway down the rope,
Okay.
and then you can do 1 more to get to the bottom, or you could drop the 10 feet, but it's gonna hurt you and you're gonna land prone. But you are
Well,
halfway down the rope.
Let me try the rest. That's only a 20.
20 still a critical success. You just climb down a rope. It's like DC 10. It's not that hard. So with 2
you're
actions,
sliding down a rope even.
you manage to work your way down the rope into the cavern here behind Dalren. And you can see the Cinderclaw leader commanding his troops forward and the boggards moving to attack. The monkeys in the back reaching for particularly large bits of rubble to chuck at you, as seems to be their MO. One
Okay.
action left.
I'm going to get my whip out.
He draws the whip.
I'm ready.
Malarunk, looking out towards you, is going to laugh. How many you bring to die for Dehak today?
He's fairly fluent.
Very
in
fluent.
Common. That's pretty impressive.
And cast a spell which is gonna be directed towards his weapon, and end with him swinging his weapon, swinging his hatchet forward and back, and then bringing it back with his burning claw. And as he does, a projection, an image of this flaming claw is going to cascade out from him towards Dalren. And then he is going to swipe, and the claw in front of you is going to do the same.
Huh. Interesting.
Is going to be an armor class 33.
I think that'll critically hit me.
Give me 2.
Just kind of bemusedly look at it. Huh,
Like-
that's kind of big. Oh, God!
What? Oh!
Kyle, what?
Alrighty. So this is going to strike you for 20 damage with a small burst of 2 fire damage as well. So you
Which
might
I'll
take a...
take only 1 from that.
Alright, Desert Elf stuff's doing things. Look at that. Power.
Woo!
So yeah, the 2 fire damage would be reduced to 1. I mean, in the aftermath of dealing with the greater Barghest, this hit is not nearly as strong. But also, as it slashes across you, this little blast of fire, you don't only feel the burning pain, which is again reduced because you're a desert elf. You also feel a sickening sensation as you inhale the smoke exuding out from this, and I'm going to need a fortitude save.
That's only going to be an 18.
With an 18, you are also sickened 1.
Okay.
Hand in that card for me. Resume.
So, again, the damage. Grand total of 20 or?
20 and then 2 fires, so 1 tires. The 21 total if you have fire resistance 1.
Gotcha. I have fire resistance 2, but I think
Oh,
minimum
so
1, right?
Minimum 1 from
Or is it one from everything?
minimum 1 from an attack. It is all the same attack, so you actually negate the fire entirely. So
Okay,
you just take the 20 then.
Just.
I always forget
I
how to
got you.
do feet diagonally like that. How many feet away am I from the...
Well, you're
Guys.
20 above Buford. So, for what purpose?
For casting?
You can't see them. You don't have Would you have anything that does not require you to have a target?
Oh, I can't see them. I can't
That's
see
like
them.
it's
you
a
are
20-foot
There's a
drop.
20-foot
Oh,
tunnel.
got it.
Then you're up at the top of that. And
Okay,
It drops out into the room where they are.
Then I'm going to turn on Fleet Step,
Okay.
and I'm going to make my way down the rope.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Stop it.
Sorcerer athletics.
Athletics. It's going to be a 16.
16 will succeed. So what? Let me double check. I believe I have this open for this because it is weird. What is your speed right now with Fleet Step?
55.
55. Then you are, with a regular success, able to move 10 feet down the rope. So you get halfway down into the chamber.
Okay.
You can.
I'm going to
I was,
move.
yeah, I was gonna say Fleet Step's one action, right? So you can do it again as your last action.
No, Fleet Step's 2 actions.
Oh, then you're
Yeah,
halfway
that's
down
it.
the rope. Okay.
Oh, you're clogging it.
So we'll put you right here. You're halfway down the rope. Dalren.
All right. Well, first I'm going to rage. So, poop. Lightning crackle up.
Recognize the Boggart boys.
There he is.
For
There he is.
Back for revenge.
The Froggards.
The second thing I'm going to do is shake it off to ditch my sickened condition.
Pretty good.
Love it.
Cause
What is Shake It Off exactly? That's cool and new.
shake it off is actually I got it at level 2.
Oh, it's the first time it's really come up.
I've used it once before, but it's a barbarian feat. If you are sickened or frightened, you can spend just one action to, I think it's automatically reduced sickened by 1, and get a fortitude save again if you're still sickened.
So
And
you're just too angry to be sick.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Remember that thing I was trying to do with the goblin dogs? Where I'm going to focus my lightning inside me to overcome the sickness, and it just totally didn't work. It works now.
Smoke is meaningless.
That's
What is it?
exactly
One
right.
action left. Mad here.
One action left is I'm going to step diagonally back behind that corner.
Okay. Up around here into some relative safety, leaving Buford as the angry frog target.
Perfect.
That's okay.
It's okay. It's all we have for here.
Yeah.
Esvis. It's just you and Renali at the top. And Renali looks at you a little concerned, obviously. Yabo, Cizo.
I'm going.
That was the perfect pause, one action, and then
So athletics to.
Athletics is climbing. Yep.
Why can't I have like acrobatics to cool slide down the thing? Because I'm.
you can use that
Slide down the
acrobatics
wall.
to reduce the damage from the fall. You're
Yeah,
about
you
to
can you can jump and acrobatics reduce your fall damage, but still 20-foot fall is not great.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so athletics check.
And actually, that's only if you fall in the water in second edition. You can't. The intentional fall thing went away.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
can't like
you have
roll
to
out of it.
intentionally fall into something soft.
Aww.
You ever fall in water at 30 miles an hour? It's not soft.
It is if you have enough acrobatics.
Conveniently placed hate card.
20.
So you will be able to get down to right above where Resme is. Where you are sort of stuck behind her because she, while she is fleet, is not the most physically strong person in the world and doesn't appear to be able to make her way down there very quickly. So one action, but you can't continue climbing. At this point, you'd be 15 feet up.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop.
I could see the want.
So Esphus gets down a little
Hey, I have to go real fast now, okay?
and then just lets go and falls.
Oh,
And
no.
you see her just fall past you and slam into the tile floor, crumpling into the errant stone here. You take 7 damage and you're prone.
I made it.
Hey, that's just good of you to join
And that's
us.
not an action. You just let go and then just fall. So you still have 2 actions left.
An action to stand up. And an action to retch.
Okay.
We can't retch these.
You can't retch it away. You
We can't
You
retch?
can't retch away that second, but it also doesn't stop you from adjusting anything. It's a slightly modified second.
Oh, okay. Then actually, I'm gonna look at Gludvarge.
Gludvarge.
Gludvarge, thank you. Gludvarge.
Blood rush.
You
This is great.
pray. End my turn.
Renali is going to scamper down this in about an instant here, using the rope and climbing all the way down along with you as in just a single action in a blink, seemingly very little effort. As she gets down and hears the croaking and the screaming monkeys and everything in the distance, she looks to the group and to Resme. Tell me when Ilumbo.
Okay.
And then
Looking up at Resme.
I guess, yeah, you're kind of on the rope. She would literally scamper like past you. So coming on the rope, she would let go of the rope and make her way down
the
the
walls.
stone back onto the rope. And
Resme
continue
looks
downward.
chagrined and grumpy.
Everyone just passes you. Esmus falls past you.
He saw the fall. He
But now he
weighed
just
the
goes,
odds.
just goes around without an issue. The boggards are going to move forward. So,
She gets some things.
oh yeah, you guys need a bunch of things. Here are some boggards. Here are some charalka.
How
Sorry,
many
monkey
people
things
is
you
that?
haven't identified. And here is a leader with flaming hands.
Is the leader actually that tiny?
They are small, yes, he is small. He's only about 3 feet tall.
Oh.
All the monkeys are all small. He is one
Oh,
of the
he's a
monkeys.
monkey
He is a
person.
monkey, yeah.
Oh.
The leader is a monkey. He's small.
So the half dragon is a half dragon monkey.
He's pretty little, yeah.
That's
He
hilarious.
does, but yeah, he's little. He's roost size. He's not a big dude.
Oh, he's adorable.
He's
Look at him.
bullying you right now, so
Yeah,
we'll
well,
put
he did
him later,
bully me a
maybe.
little bit.
He's about to
But,
not have a good time.
There's some more people there, but I can't see them right now.
I'm gonna
so.
move this in a little bit so you guys can all just have some fun with the stick rearranging. But the boggards, the first will move forward to here, and then shoot out his tongue towards Buford.
I knew he'd rearrange our formation for us.
And that is, I'm positive, going to miss.
Okay.
I can't
22?
actually tell which one.
There he is.
Yeah,
That
22 is definitely not gonna do it. And then he is going to let out one of those deep bellowing croaks. And I need everybody to make a will save.
I remember these.
And Ollie passes.
Ooh,
18.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
23.
Oh, baby.
Hmm.
27.
Okay.
Okay, mine's a 14,
You
unfortunately.
do in fact remember these. You definitely
Yeah.
remember these. And what did you get, Espus?
20.
And you had a
18.
okay. So Buford, you are frightened one
Again.
as this
This is my card. I've had it. I'm very familiar with this card.
as this tongue lashes out and just shoots straight past you. And then the other boggard is going to come out around the corner, much less cautiously, club in hand, and just swing at the thing in front of him, which is Buford. You remember the weapon these guys can give out. It's going to be armor class 24.
Okay. So, and the frightened, does it lower my AC?
Sure does.
Okay. So he gets a solid hit in.
And then he is just going to swing it again for 23.
Still getting solid hits.
So he's going to beat you twice with his club. The first hit is going to deal 7 damage, and the second is going to deal 12. You got the max and the min on those 2 hits. So I take a total of 19 damage from these 2 hits. With no shield, this boggart much more effectively able to do stuff to you. Rur, stupefied and sickened down here, seeing the frogmen rush in.
I know what I'm going to do, but I have to roll a dice first. I have to re-roll that dice, thankfully, because of halfling luck.
There's a new day. There's a new day.
Yes, that's an 8. I needed a 6. So I'm going to cast Sound Burst right in the middle of all of them. I need a fortitude save from every one of them.
How big is the burst?
This one's out of it. 10-foot burst.
Okay, so everybody but the furthest back monkey.
Farthest
Well,
forward.
If you
Boggart.
pick a,
Forward boggart.
pick a
Okay.
corner. Oh,
So
no, it's
the-
out because
The
Yeah.
second, okay, so the boggart that's getting it is 26.
All right, so he fails.
What?
Or
There's
no,
no
he,
universe.
he passes.
It's like
He doesn't
you are level 4.
critically.
There's
yeah.
no universe.
He didn't critically
Okay, and
succeed.
the monkeys aren't fantastic at this. Monkey Dingus 1 critically fails with a natural 1.
He's-
One right behind Gludvarge. Monkey Dingus 2 in the distance is going to get an 18.
All right, so he fails.
Okay. And the leader is going to get a 23.
He passes.
So,
So the-
success, success, critical failure, failure.
The 2 passes, they take half damage.
Okay.
The failure is full damage and deafened for 1 round. The critical failure is stunned 1, deafened for a minute, and takes double damage.
Okay, so the one right behind Gludvarge covers his ear. He drops the rubble he was grabbing and throws his hands up to his ears, screeching in pain.
All right, so 2d10 halved on the 2 successes for 13 plus my modifier 17.
Okay, so that is going to do 8 to the Boggard and Gludvarge. Oh, here it is.
I stole it.
Okay, so we get some patience here.
Yeah, I just applied a heavy dose of CC.
He's gonna take 7. The Boggard is gonna take 7. They
They take 8. I did 17.
Oh, 17, 8, my bad. 8. You're right. And 17, he's taking double, so that's just gonna
34.
immediately insta-give the yeah, the one in the back.
Just explodes.
His head, you see blood running out of his ears, and his eyes roll back in his head. He just collapses face first on the floor. The one
Deafened
back on the
forever.
corner
Forever, yeah.
is gonna take a lot.
And then I will pop up a shield and just, I can scream louder.
Do you have to make another check for that because that's casting?
You do. Yep.
No, I rolled the,
I thought it's for every
shield.
time.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to make a check for the shield, yeah, because you are stupefied.
I passed.
Okay. So then the other
I completely forgot.
monkey near the back is going to step forward with his little rock in hand and just start screeching wildly. He's
He can't hear
seemingly
himself.
deaf, screeching at a near ear-shattering volume and just erupting and descending rather into a primal frenzy. As he gets so angry, he doesn't even throw the rock immediately. He just jumps in place for a second. But he throws the rock at an incredible speed, scoops up another one, pitches that one as well, and seems to be moving faster than you would think possible. Getting himself so angry, he is hastened 1. And these are just going to be spread throughout the group. So the first one's going to go with the guy in front. So Buford is getting a rock. Give me one moment, because I got stats on like 3 different pages in this book. So I'm looking at things.
That was the reflex.
They made reflex saves.
No. I mean, I meant on our stupefied in second. Like
You
we don't
did.
Substance.
Oh, no subsequent saves now.
Okay.
17, Rocket Buford.
17. You're
Armor
hitting for
class.
17. Okay, yeah, no, it would just fly
So-
by.
Then there is going to be 18, Rock at rear.
Exact lethal.
You're going to get hit by 1, and definitely a rock that just flies by Esmus as you're just throwing them in a complete blind rage. He barely pulls himself out of the fort. Fortunately, he just
Oh.
completely misses you.
Do I have soft cover?
Not from this guy, no. So he is
Buford doesn't care.
rock. They ignore soft cover. They are throwing experts. You are going to take 7 damage as a chunk of rubble connects with you, and then Buddy.
I'm going to also take out my hammer. Dual wielding. And I'm just going to just bring it across. I don't like these guys. I'm going to try and smash them right in the face. Well, not as effective as I had previously hoped, but I may re-roll that. You know, actually, All for Games really like smashing boggarts in the face. So
You really would be doing him a disservice if you didn't use a hero point.
Exactly. Good point. Okay, much better, much better,
Hey.
much better. 25.
A 25 will definitely hit the boggart. They are large, beefy, not very fast, and only lightly armored.
Okay, so for 7,
You hit him for 7. They are, however, quite sturdy.
and then I'm going to try and shove, bring it back, try and shove it.
So minus 5.
3 on the die did not work. He's very tanky.
What'd you get, though?
That would be a 14.
With the minus
13.
5?
No, that would be a
9.
9. So you go to hit him and then go to shove him, and as you go to push him, he is just so physically large, you get bowled over instead. That's a critical failure, so you're prone.
Gotcha.
And that's your last action, actually. Yep. Yeah, you are prone there. So in the back, Gludvarge turns, looks at the one that just fell over immediately next to him. Iapo Kotenka the Hawk! Turns back around.
He just talked to a dead guy.
He did. raising his hands up over his head. Pila Plamai! And a little orb of fire forms between his hands before he throws it. A blessing for you! And it flies out about the size of a little fiery baseball. But when it hits Buford, it explodes, filling the whole area on your side of the room.
Didn't ask how big the room was.
I said I cast Fireball. That's gonna hit the Boggards. I said I cast Fireball. He doesn't care. I need a reflex save from everybody.
21.
Keep in mind your seconds on everything as well.
20.
Just for
Halfway
reference.
up the rope, do I still need to make
You
it?
do not. You're actually, well, yeah, it's 20 feet, so yeah, you're directly above Buddy, which is where it exploded, so it actually does hit you. Not for a moment, you'd be okay. Okay, so Rare, you got 21, 20?
20.
Hespis,
22.
22,
16.
16,
17.
17,
15.
15. Literally everybody failed, but nobody critically failed, so you have that going for you, which is nice. The Boggards are going to fail, and the guy in the back is going to... He critically failed. This thing's getting incinerated.
Oh, God.
So you are all taking 19 fire damage as this fireball blasts across the group of you.
Only 17 for me.
17 for you, hooray!
Yay.
And that is certainly, 19 fire damage is certainly enough to incinerate the rope that Resme is hanging on to.
Incinerate the rope? Oh.
So Resme is going to fall onto the ground here behind Rur, taking 5 further bludgeoning damage and landing prone. And
How kind of him to help you down.
behind in the front is going to take 19 damage as well. The bogger in the back is going to die immediately, incinerated into Hawk's glorious fire,
Turns out,
blasted away.
succeeding mine and then critically failing his DCs, you die.
And then Gludvarge still just laughs. Ha ha! Weak! Weak! And stabs out with his hand, and this phantasmal image that's still kind of by Dalren stabs towards you, striking again.
Even though he can't see me?
He doesn't need to see you, it's already on you.
Oh, so it's like it grabbed me and then it like
Well, it's
stuck
like
me?
following you kind of automatically, and the swings he makes are just towards you.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, he can't see you to aim it particularly well, so it's only going to be a 17.
Now that will not hit me.
And that is going to bring us to Resme.
Resme will get up. I am so sick and tired of being on the ground. And will cast
Is
out.
that better?
Thank you. Yeah, I actually couldn't see anything.
I got you.
And will move in front of Rur a little bit, just so I have. There we go.
Right next to the loggers.
Yep. And
Okay.
I'm going to cast out a loud echoing boom will go through the chamber as I cast Shockwave in front of me.
Okay. It's 15 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not going to reach Gludvarge. It's not
That's-
going to hit the bugger.
that's fine.
It doesn't
I-
hit anybody else. It's just going to hit the bugger.
That's all I want.
So as the tiles ripple and crack under the way of this magic, the boggard is going to get a 24 on his reflex, so he's going to succeed. So he's flat-footed, right?
He is flat-footed.
And so he's stumbling a bit off balance. Dalren.
Okay. Well, the Bogart is... I was going to try to step up to do a swipe, but I don't have to because the one behind him died. So just flip the geese arm around and just bring
So-
the hook down. Sorry?
Corner, mutual corner here. You both have cover from each other.
Oh, okay, I see. So I should have to step out in order to do that. Yeah, fair enough. I can do a step. So I hit this guy. Oh, there we go. So that's going to be a 22 against his flat foot.
22 against his flat foot's definitely gonna hit him. Now.
Hit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you know.
14 lightning damage.
Ooh, boy. That's gonna put him down.
So is this thing attached to me, or is it following me?
No, it is like a phantasm of his burning gauntlet that's just following you around, mimicking his strikes towards you.
Oh, fair
Swiping almost, not automatically, but as he directs it.
I wonder how fast it is. I have a stride left, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You just rush past everyone here to the back side of the room, taking the light with you, and that's a good question. How fast is it? Can it follow you?
Top speed.
It absolutely does.
Oh my god, it's quick.
Echoing your movements along, even kind of almost bouncing with your step as if it's just bound to you at this point. You're not able to outrun it, it seems. Esvis.
So, one action, draw bow, and knock arrow. I can see Gludvarge because otherwise I'm gonna.
Yes, you can see Gludvarge. Give him cover. Yeah.
Can I move to?
You have to move up in front of Buddy.
I'll do that. I'll move up in front of Buddy.
Into the room.
Into the room.
Stumbles forth.
I see two of you, but I have 2 arrows for each of you. And hunted shot.
Hey, the
All
arrow
right.
splits when you fire it.
Second is pain.
I'm going to spend a hero point
Ooh, baby. Second is pain.
to re-roll that natural 1 into a 25 with sickened.
25 definitely hits.
And second shot is just gonna miss. Okay. So for 1 point of damage.
Woo! We in there. On the board.
That wooden pauldron, man.
Renali.
Ah.
Renali is also 5, 10, 15, 20. Gonna move up into the room. Skirting past Esvis and keeping very close to the northern wall here as she picks her way across the rubble, up around the corner, and then repeat, Color and Fundare! And blast out that same spray of rainbow dust across Gludvarge and the one remaining monkey, who are both going to have to make saving throws, because that's like the spell she has to help. So, Gludvarge, the 27 is going to succeed. Random monkey, also going to succeed. So they are both also going to be dazzled, just as the Barghest had been before. And then, this is Boggards, who are not alive anymore. So, Rur.
All right. Everyone kind of spread out. They interrupted my plans a little bit, so instead, can I see him?
You see who?
Him.
Gludvarge.
Gludvarge? Yeah.
All right. It looks like he's 30 feet away. It's hard to count. Everything's very dark.
He is, I think he's 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll my stupefied check. That's 4.
Stupefied.
So do I lose the spell?
You sure do.
All right, that's fine. It's a first level spell. So do I lose both actions?
You sure do. It's basically it disrupts it. So you do the 2 action cast and you screw something up that you don't realize in your stupefied state and it doesn't come out. So it still expends the magic, it still expends the 2 actions, but nothing happens.
I'm going to
Damn mushrooms.
battle medicine myself.
All right, fair enough.
Going for expert, and I also eat a snack.
Thinking quickly, he grabs a granola bar.
That
You
critically
this.
What
succeeded.
is that, a 30?
That's a 31.
That critically succeeds indeed. 48 plus 10 plus the halfling snack powers. So
4d8. I don't
Hell,
have
the
that
you
many
may have
D8s.
fireball. I have granola.
I need more d8s.
I got
No,
more.
no, I have exactly 4.
Plus,
Okay. So
Fill her up.
19 plus 10, 29, 33. Because I get my level.
Fair enough. So with 33 healing, I imagine you very quickly had yourself up completely perfectly.
Yep.
And then the
That fireball
shrieking,
didn't happen.
the shrieking monkey in front of you seems to calm down a bit. His screaming sort of
His ears
quelling
returned.
and slowing, the deafening wearing off, and he turns to face Dalren running past him and has a sickle in his hand, reaches out to swipe at you. And that is going to be a 21 armor class.
That will just hit.
He is then going to catch you for 4. This is not a Greater Barghest. This is a tiny monkey with a sickle.
I remember these guys.
Then he's going to reach back in his belt and in his other hand, pull out a whip
Uh-oh.
and give you the Buford special
Here it
as he
comes.
tries to wrap it down around your ankles. So against your reflex DC,
19.
that's exactly a 19 with the -5. So you can hit you with a sickle, draw the whip, and bring you to the ground.
He had the sickle in his hand the whole time?
He had the sickle and he had the free hand throwing axe.
Gotcha.
He had to draw the whip. Brings us to Buddy. This
Well,
dude's
I'm
taking
going
your
to-
shtick.
Yeah, what the heck? I'm gonna stand up, and then I'm going to charge over to this man, monkey thing, and I'm just gonna, as bringing my momentum, I'm just gonna bring the hammer and just trying to hit him.
Give him a web.
Smash.
Well, that's only 17.
17 is not going to hit as he dodges out of the way. He is very quick.
All right, well, I'm just gonna stand there glaring at him. That's all I can do.
As you, Dalren runs past, he sees a little claw swiping at him and sees his peon pick up that fight. He sees you run forward and dips out of the way of your hammer and just grins, holding his claw for a moment. The power of Dayhawk! Nigon's Mayhem! And swipe towards you, a spell that you need to stop getting hit with in my campaigns. And he is going to give you
The dark hand of
The
dark.
spooky touch.
the villain point of Edawir.
This goes away, right?
Friend does it.
Friend goes out the end of your turn, yes, Friend's
Okay,
gone.
cool.
That passes automatically. It's gonna give you the Edawir's villain points. It's gonna give you Sage Lightspeed's villain points.
He
Three
just said
into
you
it.
have
Pulls out
to
a
stop
bag of
getting
coins
hit with
and he
this.
hits you with it.
Yeah.
And
He just said that you need to stop getting hit by
it's
this.
gonna be a 19.
And then proceeds to keep rolling it.
It's still gonna miss.
And his claw just scratches across the your chest plate. And as he scratches across your full plate here,
It's called armor.
you see a wash of dark magic flash out behind where he scrapes, but it just flowing dead into the metal of your armor, doing nothing. And then he's going to turn back and just wave a backhand towards Dalren with a phantasmal claw. Is going to swipe at the thing he seems to be able to hit.
Wait for me.
And now that I'm within range of this, I'm gonna be like, look down. Here's called armor now. You better be watching out here. Now we're on my terms. And he's going to either be enfeebled or
Close to redemption. Yeah.
yes.
He goes to swing it. He feels this for a moment and blinks and stops, and then just looks back at you, furious. Onkatakesa! As he readies to continue attacking. Resme.
Resme will look at the guy kind of moving around and go agitatum and cast agitate on him.
Which one?
Gludvarge
Gludvarge or the random
Gludvarge.
monkey? Gludvarge, okay.
And then
Will DC 21.
that will succeed. So he has to use his next. He has to stride.
Strike, yeah.
And then I will cast shield.
Okay. Dalren.
All right, so I've been kind of flipped onto the ground. He's going to kind of spin around with his legs to sweep back up and bring the momentum into a broad swipe to catch the both of them that are right in front of me.
Swiping the reach weapon is really cool.
Now when I roll like that, it's not.
Oof. Well, what's the total? Because Taraka's AC is not high.
Oh, you're so nice to me.
You can't see it.
Yeah, no, it's
Two on the
it's a
die.
2 on the die, so it's only a 12.
Okay, but that's not that bad, yeah. As you try to pull yourself up and swipe, still kind of off balance, both of the monkeys dip out of the way. Espis.
But he's gonna smash him. And hunted shot and hunter's aim. So hunter's aim first. Oh, with my second, that is a 28.
28 definitely hits.
Okay.
What's something? This is a Gludvarge.
Yeah, Gludvarge. For 2 points of damage,
Okay.
and then my other shots. For 17 armor class.
17 is not going to do it.
Okay. And 17 again. So
17's still not going to do any more than it did the last time.
Nope.
Renali now is seeming to get a little mad. She, seeing these Cinderclaws, is actually going to step forward up with Buford.
Ooh.
And as she does, she's not going to incant any spell or anything. She is going to lean forward like she's trying to bite him. This guy's got big wooden pauldrons and chainmail on. And as she lunges forward, her mouth kind of folds open into strange mandibles. Like an insect or like the predator is pretty much exactly what it opens up like. And these fanged appendages snap down into Gludvarge.
Oh my
as
god,
she
her jaw
hisses.
unhinged.
Like a snake.
And she is going to get a 27.
And we're not sober after that?
You barely notice it. You gotta kind of not up next to her because it's just your mouth. And she's gonna bite him for 10. Give him a chop. And your boy Gludvarge.
Sorcerers,
You're
you're
gonna
weird.
fight right back.
Yeah.
Gludvarge is gonna make a fortitude save,
Don't get one of her teeth for the boys.
which he is going to fail. So Gludvarge is also poisoned now. And then she is going to lose her form entirely. And as she leans in to bite again, just lashing towards Gludvarge, she ceases to be Renali and turns into what looks like a almost humanoid spider with thick blue hair covering her body. Two
Gross.
sets of arms on either side and big feelers sticking out the top of her head, where her fake human hair kind of receded and turned back into this. And she's gonna bite again. Oh, this one's the shot. But that one is going to miss as Gludvarge dips out of the way.
I think she changed into something.
Rare.
Well, I thought I told you to get over here. Well, if you're not going to come over here, the blessings will come to you. And I just dropped my dice, so I'm going to roll a different one.
I think that's a critical failure when you dice it. You dice on the floor.
All right, my I don't lose my actions this time. So Divine Lance,
At Gludvarge, I'm assuming.
yes. And that is a 14.
14 is going to sear right past him up into the ceiling of this chamber, about 12 feet above.
13 even.
13's definitely still going to do that.
Slightly further away.
And is it one action? Shield? Shield.
Shield.
All right, the Taraka that is left here in the south is going to reach out with the whip again and try to pull Dalren back down. And she's going to critically fail with a natural one.
I'm ready for him this
Yeah,
time.
you're ready. You just knock him over. And while he's on the ground there, he is just going to lash out with the sickle, which is going to be a 20 armor class.
Exactly meets it, because I don't take him seriously when I'm raging.
And he's going to hit you for 4 again.
That's why I don't take him seriously.
And then hop back up onto his feet, buddy.
Okay.
He didn't get up first?
No.
Oh, what in the... What? woman. Weird magic nonsense. And I'm gonna
And she
reach
turns
down.
to you in the same voice. Linda! Linda!
Linda.
Spider-Man.
I'm gonna be like,
Oh, that is disturbing.
and I'll try and trip this little tiny monkey, and hopefully I can hit his feet. That's a 19.
19's not gonna do it.
Okay.
He
well,
is
he's
quite a
very
bit
short.
faster, and clearly he is much more skillful than the rest of the small monkeys you fought so far.
Okay. So I guess I could try and. I don't know. I guess I'll just try and hit him with my hammer.
Jeez! Hit him.
Hit him with my hammer. Okay, so that's a 13. So 23 minus 5, so 18.
18's not gonna do it.
Fine. I guess I will sit there and look sad.
You do much the same as he kind of raked across, and he looks back at you. Ha! Higgins, ma'am! And charges up with the energy again and tries to stab you with the gauntlet.
Okay.
This is gonna be 30, much better.
Okay, so he does not crit.
He does not crit, but he does hit you. So, as he hits, you are going to take 9 piercing damage as his claws rake into you, and then you feel the racking pain of a wave of particularly potent negative energy surge out from his gauntlet, and you are going to take 17 damage from that.
Okay.
So 26 damage total.
I've felt that before.
And then he's going to bring it back, and he is going
and that
to...
would bring me down.
Oh, okay. So, big magic. As you fall there, you are dying 1. That didn't crit you, so that's
It did
good.
not. That is good.
And he just laughs out, ha 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 ha! Ukatakesa Renali! And swing at her.
Hey, he knows you.
And that is going to be a 27, which is shoo, 1 off of critically hitting her. She does not have any armor on or anything. And she is going to take 9 damage as well. And with that, he is also going to start shrieking and raging, stamping like the one behind him, and lash out with a 3rd swing. That is going to just fly wild. And you are already where you're supposed to be. Resme.
He didn't stride, so he needs to take
Oh,
2d8.
right, he takes some damage. He's too mad to do that. You want to roll it? It's your spell. You want to roll it? You should roll the damage. You should. I rolled 2 ones.
No.
You should roll it. It's your spell. Did you roll 2 8s?
No, I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Well, that's more than I rolled. He's gonna take 3 damage from his itchy feet as his rage kind of
That's
overwhelms this desire. It's still 50% better than mine, but then it is your turn.
Resme will look around. Can she see that there's a monkey there at all?
You can probably see barely that there's one fighting Dalren. You certainly have cover from you.
So she will yell out, Fuigare, and cast lightning, on both of them. That's electric arc. They both need to make reflex saves.
Ooh, okie dokie.
I don't care
So-
about cover.
Yeah, the electric's not like it comes from you. Alright, Gludvarge with a 22. Little monkey with a natural 1.
Oh.
So that's absolutely going to incinerate the monkey that Dalren is dueling here as it hops back up and lightning racks through it, almost physically tossing it into the nearby wall. And Gludvarge
You do add your
Yeah, he'll take 10.
takes 10. Is that what you rolled?
total damage
Total.
is 10.
My damage is 10.
So
he
you'd have it.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he takes 5 damage from that.
And she will throw up a shield.
Nice, Dalren.
All right. Well,
You
I don't-
see your monkey go down, but so too does Buford, and Gludvarge now attacking the spider thing that Renali turned into.
Dang it! My monkey went down, and my monkey went down. It's terrible. I'm bad.
You're
like,
dead.
wait.
You're dying 1.
Yeah. Oh.
Ugh.
Oh. only one target on his focus now. He's not feeling too good, but this is he's just gonna power through it. Just focus down on him.
We're flanking with Renali.
I am flanking with creepy spider person.
Flanking with the Tiefs.
But staying in Draconic now. Your pathetic cult is nothing compared to true strength, and he's gonna lash out at him twice with his pole. So, 19 flanking?
Not 19, not going to do a flanking. It grazes across his chainmail. His powder barely deflecting the blow enough.
Gotcha, and that's a 10 on the die. That's not going to do it either. I've got one left. I'm not really sure what I need to do with it. I could just Hail Mary it.
Just go
See what happens.
nuts.
Oh, that's a natural one. That is the opposite.
Two nuts. Esvis.
Same thing as before. Hunted shot and hunter's aim. So first I'll do the hunter's aim. For with sicken 24.
24 will hit.
Okay.
1 damage.
Stop it.
No,
3 damage.
Yeah, shut up, idiot.
And then the 2 other shots. Okay. Natural 20 for a total of 27 with
Yep.
second.
Critically strikes.
And
So you get one little tracer shot, and then you finally is starting to come through it a bit. It's mushroom effect, maybe kind of wearing off a little, dialing it in.
And then second shot with sickened is a 23.
It also hits.
Awesome.
This is the Esvis we know.
There you go.
So get that deadly shot in here.
We
Yes.
just needed to figure out which one of them was him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Just like there's
Well, now
three.
Buford's not in the way because he fell over.
Oh, that's right. Hey, that's my friend.
Fully.
Alright, so that one doubled deadly normal. So 16, 23, 24 points of damage.
Holy crap! What the heck did you just roll? as you lay these into him, it nearly brings him low, just that salvo, but Gludvarge here is much stronger than the regular monkeys. It is certainly not going to be enough to bring him all the way down. Renali, however, oh, he's poisoned. Hold on, wait, he might actually forget to do poison damage on his turn. Take it.
Probably D6.
Oh my god, I might actually take him down. No, okay. But he needs to make another fortitude save against it, which he also failed, so he's stage 2 now.
That's amazing.
And Renali's gonna keep biting out at him. Furious. That is gonna... You're still threatening because
I am still threatening him. I can't seem to hit him, but I am threatening him.
He is flanked. She's gonna hit him. And as Renali bites into him, he gets knocked off balance, staggered by this trio of spectacular shots from Esvis. He gets knocked off balance. She reaches forward, grabs one of his pauldrons, and just bites down on the side of his throat. You can see her mandibles reach out and just punch through his skin on either side. And he cries out briefly in pain, which is quickly silenced by the gurgling of his own throat being occupied. And she chomps down once, twice more. She's much larger than him. He's only like 3 feet tall, forcing him down to the ground as he twitches a couple times. And you see his skin turn pale. And he stops moving.
If you wrap him up in webbing and eat him, I'm gonna throw up.
And as he's dead, Renali pulls her head back and looks over at the group of you here. And casts a spell and turns back into regular Renali and puts her hands up to all of you. Backs away from the body, looks to Esme. I explain. Wow.
No. I get it. It's magic. I just don't like spiders.
That's no Ilumbo. This Ilumbo. That's me. I am a Nadi.
Hey, could someone
gonna-
help Buddy?
No, she, like, she
what-
doesn't even
and,
say that out
on my
loud. She
initiative,
just
Ver's
looks like this
rushing
just
into the room.
butter-
Yeah,
like,
you too. You're up. So like
this
we're
just gobsmacked her, so she's just gonna look around and go, I'll explain later.
Rur rushes into the room
Battle medicine.
to help Buford as everyone's kind of around here is like the
You're
medic who can help, and Rur's gonna stabilize you. You're okay.
Cool.
As you come to on the floor, surrounded by boggards and these monkey beasts slain all around you, you can see a little bit of your light carrying through the passageway to the southwest that leads further. As Renali briefly tries to explain to Resme the nature of her being, you see the chamber beyond opens up into a massive ring. A circular room set with intermittent, massive stone squares in intricate frames, punctuating the ends of Alseta's ring. And that is where we will leave it for today.
No, I want to
Everybody,
keep going. Why?
You have defeated not just Teklash, but the leader of the Cinderclaw cultists that have made their way here into Isker. You've met a crazy spider lady, who at least appears to be a friendly crazy spider lady. And next week, we've made it to Alseta's ring.
Nice.
We did it.
We're going to answer a lot of questions about what has been going on here and, well, the very nature of things when we come together next Monday. But that's going to be it for us today, everybody. Thank you for hanging out, everyone in the chat.
Okay, I love you.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
guys spending your time with us here. Hope you're enjoying the show, and perhaps we close the first chapter of this adventure next Monday. Good night, everybody.